You might have to do it. I'm not sure if you have to do it on your end or you just.
Let me see. It might be automatic. I don't know.
Okay. Tammy says Ben is funny as heck too, and trailer. Christoph says trailer is grand. Okay, there's a live button here, so I'm gonna click it, and I'm gonna start
Okay.
recording. Okay,
We're
so
live. Yeah.
okay, so I'm recording. Is it live on your end? Did you check yours thing? Because
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
it's
We're
pretty good.
live.
So I included your chat as well. So your stream chat is at the bottom. Mine's at the top there. Mine's a bit delayed. I don't know why it's not showing anything. I'm gonna refresh this. Okay, there's some comments here. Okay, 1 second. I got someone at my door. 1 second. Just 1 second, please. Why is all right. I'm back. Okay, so we are live. And I'm recording. I just had someone at my door. I'm gonna say, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear us? And then you want to test out your audio as well, and so on. And yeah, so I have
I'm gonna
your
test it out on my
yeah.
end.
Okay. Oh no, you just say hi. Yeah, you just test it out. And I'm asking the audience, and then so Yin Gazda's actually commented on your stream link. Yin Gazda's in house. Okay, so Yin Gazda's in house. Tammy's on both chats on the my chat and your chat. Okay, so let's go. So it's pretty cool stuff. All right. So yeah, can you guys asking them if they can hear us? Can you wanna just do a test as well? Okay, John Gray says he can hear me. Um, okay, and Yin is in the house. Okay, let's go. Okay, epic stuff there. Whoops. Okay, got it. Okay,
What's going on, Yin? How you doing, John Gray?
all right. Yeah, sounds good. Can you guys hear a Benefactor? And Ben, is your real last name Factor or is that it's Ben?
No, it's a pseudonym.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an alias. I don't like to go advertising my real name just
No,
because of some of the controversial stuff we talk about.
yeah, definitely. I understand. I've had some hits pieces on my name, like literally on YouTube, people using my own name and like mocking me. I'm like, these people have anything better to do?
Right.
Yeah, but it's
Exactly. To be honest, it's not really about me. It's about the science I try to focus on.
yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries. I fully understand. There's like half my subscribers like that I know a lot. I don't even know their real names, but it's like I guess I really don't care. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna think everything's fine. They can hear us both. Audio is good. And Daniel Foster says, "Howdy." Okay. So I'm just gonna go over some quickly housekeeping and then just introduce you and then we'll go from there and see what happens. All right.
Sure.
And then we can also play the trailer later as well. MES live stream 111. So it's a good number there. Beneficent TV. How do you pronounce it? Beneficent TV discusses oh,
Beneficence?
Beneficence. Okay, yeah, I'm like the worst pronouncing.
Yeah.
Beneficence. Okay, there it is. Beneficence TV discusses energy recycling, aka free energy. According to your a trailer there. That was one of the funniest trailers I've seen. So yeah, a benefactor from Beneficence TV joins the show to discuss its research and experiments on energy recycling and possibly demonstrate a working rodent vortex coil. And Ben E Factor is in the house. And what do you think we should do first? Should we play the trailer or what do you think?
Yeah, go ahead and play the trailer. Give people a little a background,
Okay.
little context if they're not familiar with my work.
Yeah, so this is a epic rodent call. Actually, so I was actually like gonna order one from Eric and Daniel Nunez, but then they disappeared. I'm like, where are they? All right.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the common theme. I've heard that from many different people. They were gonna order or they had ordered and
Oh, okay.
they just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, but then glad you are working on this. And I see you at DeVry University. Is that where you went, or is this just a lab coat you found somewhere?
It's where I'm currently going. I'm on
Okay.
hiatus right now. I took a break, but yeah, that's where I'm trying to earn my degree in engineering systems.
Oh, okay. So you're still in school. Okay, epic stuff there.
Mm.
I did my bachelor's in civil engineering, and then I did a master's in mining engineering, and then I just before I was just after I graduated, my website is doing well. I'm like, might as well just go full time on random stuff. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's pretty cool, and hopefully you do well in that because and it's an absolutely amazing rodent coil that you made. Or do you call it rodent coil or vortex coil? What's your preferred naming?
So I generally like to call it a vortex coil just because there's been some controversy regarding, Marco Rodin's take on the rodent coil. And this
Mm-hmm.
is something that I recently just read about literally the other day. And I had no idea. Actually, Daniel Nunez had a beef with Marco Rodin near the end of before they dropped off the face of the earth, and
Mm.
apparently called him out for copying his design and calling a rodent coil when they weren't using his specific pattern. So, and we'll get into this in
Yeah.
when I start talking about the background of my research, but essentially they're using an ABHA variation of the rodent coil, which is Randy Powell's discovery. So Randy Powell actually discovered hidden number sequences within the vortex math number sequence that Marco discovered, and that's what they were using. So they
Mm.
were not using Marco's actual mathematical design. And I found out that they called him out for, right after they had released their presentation from the breakthrough energy movement. Um, that right after, there was a team that displayed the exact same technology, and it was basic ripoff of their technology, calling it a rodent coil.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big, I'm wondering now if they kind of took a payoff just because they got frustrated, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and you said you just saw it a day ago. Was it from my links that I sent you? Because I actually put that exact statement there. Uh, did you get it from my links? Because I literally shared it to you, and this is from one
Oh
stop.
yeah, that might have been where I saw it. Yep, that's exactly where I saw it. And I didn't know about this, dude. I
Yeah.
just saw this the other day on your because you have a very comprehensive list here that you put together, and I was taking a look at it,
Hmm.
to prepare for this podcast, and it's it's something that didn't initially hit me, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Marco has a big ego,
Hmm.
and they even sent Marco a kit. I have a live stream broadcast of him on live stream with Marco Daniel Nunez saying, we're gonna pack this up and send you a kit. It's almost the same thing that I'm using, only mine's a modified version of what they're using. And it's it's incredible because we have Marco, he's still uploading videos and discussing vortex math, but you don't see him promoting this technology at all. you know he has it.
That's very fascinating. Because I've had my suspicions about him for quite a while, mainly because he's part of the Baha'i faith, and that's I have my own version. But
I don't know, I don't know really anything about that
oh
specifically, but I want to
well,
say
yeah.
what I've seen is he is kind of arrogant.
No, I understand. So like, in my 10-hour video on vortex math, yeah. So like you know how we got the vortex math was from the Baha'i alphabet and so on. But the thing is, Baha'i,
Mhm.
it's like pretty much a United Nations like New Age religion, like founded. It's one of the most fascinating deep dives if you ever want to get a rabbit hole. So like the vortex math where he got it from, it's supposed to be from the Baha'i, the name of God. So you can see here's a story. So again, I've done a 10-hour video. I'm not sure if you had a chance on.
No, this is a good subject to do a deep dive in another podcast because I really wanted to get behind some of the origins of how he discovered,
Mhm.
vortex-based math, because we do see a version of vortex math in the Sanskrit texts, and Marco himself has emphasized, I didn't discover this. This is a rediscovery. This is something that we had before in our ancient history that was lost.
Hmm. I know, I understand,
So
but he also made some claims that were just a bit too much for me. I'm not sure. He had some websites that are no longer
that's
available.
true, yeah.
Yeah, some of them you're saying I can list them with things like cure
But
cancer.
yeah,
So
no, some of his claims, I don't know how you would verify exactly,
yeah.
he tends to um make his claims very elaborate and kind of
Hmm.
awe-inspiring. I don't know, like
Yeah.
All I did was set out to try
Yeah,
to debunk or prove what Daniel Nunez was doing. You know,
yeah.
like I looked into Marco, and you know that's a separate deep dive altogether.
No, definitely, because this is a website he had before. It was called NASA-Inc. It's not available anymore. You got to go in the archive. So, apparently, he said cancer treatment, space travel, vertical lift crafts with rodent calls. Anyways, that's we can go on and on. But yeah, no, definitely, I definitely think the vortex itself, like the coil you and Nunez were developing, I think it definitely has a lot of potential. Just maneuvering the electromagnetic field in a unique way, as opposed to just the north-south mumbo jumbo. Yeah, so so we're gonna play the trailer. I want to play the full trailer. Should we do it? Because I had to do a short one because YouTube only has 3-minute trailers. You can't do any longer, and Rumble's only.
Oh no, that's fine. I noticed you had to cut it, but yeah, you could play the full trailer.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, it's one of the funniest ones. So I'm gonna go trailer taken from let's go right here. I think the Rumble one was a higher quality. I think it was. I'm not sure. But here's anyways. This is who is Benefactor. He was on the Joe Rogan AI show.
Have you heard about this?
And let me know how the audio is, if there's echoing or not in the audience, guys. I'm gonna do a quick test because whenever I had Microsoft Teams, something happens like that.
Fact guy. This dude is talking about free energy. But
Yeah, I'm gonna just quickly test out if it's working properly. I'm gonna go right here. And let me know how the audio is, if there's echoing or not in the audience. 1 second.
It's a little choppy. Maybe take down a couple of tabs to free up some resources. That might help.
Okay, yeah, I'll. Well, the thing is, I have like a super fast computer. 1 second.
This dude is talking about.
Okay, no.
Oh,
No. Okay, so it's doing that echo. So I gotta do. So I need to stop my screen capture, and then only show Teams. Okay, yeah. So that's the thing. That's on my thingy. So, So
okay.
I'm gonna try this now. Try that again. Yeah, I'm gonna just quickly test out if it's working properly. I'm gonna go right here. Okay.
It's a little choppy.
Yeah. So you notice how it's there's an echo. That's the thing. I need to. Okay, so I think it should be fine now. I'm gonna go back to the Rumble. Let's see now.
Twist. He says it's not free energy. He's calling it. Have you heard about this Benefactor?
Okay, and then I'm just gonna test it out again. How was that? How was that audio? Did you?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh.
I didn't hear no echo or nothing.
Okay. So no, actually, for you it's all right. It's for the audience.
Tabs to free up some resources. That might help.
1 sec. Okay, yeah, I'll. No, okay, so it's doing that echo. So I gotta do. So I need to. 1 second. I need to test out if it's working properly. I'm gonna go right here. Okay.
It's a little choppy.
Yeah. So you notice how. And
He's calling it. Have you heard?
okay, it's working. Okay, it's working, guys. Okay, yeah. So yeah, again, I need basically here's what I was doing on. I'm not sure how you're watching this, but basically on my Prism Live Studio, it was getting audio source from my screen capture and Teams as separate. It's a Mac thing. It didn't do this before. All right, so I'm gonna play this. And also before we get to that, Daniel Foster says I met Marco at a gas station here in Palmdale. We have Baha'i Temple here. He took offense when I asked him if he wanted a beer or anything. He could just he could have just said anything. But apparently they don't drink beer. But yeah, anyways, the Baha'i one is a deep dive for another like.
So yeah, he took offense to that, meaning he was rude to you in his response. Like he didn't just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, Ed, I'm not allowed to have alcohol." Was he kind of like rude? Because that's what I've heard from my experience talking to people who have interacted with him, at least.
Okay. And Daniel Foster says I worshipped at the Baha'i temple in Chicago. Okay, interesting. Okay, Daniel Foster is also Baha'i there as well. But he took offense to your statement. Okay, but anyways, no offense. Don't take anything as offense for my reservations about the Baha'i. That's for another day. All right, let's. I'll play this now, and then we'll go. It's four and a half minutes of like gold.
Have you heard about this Benefactor guy? This dude is talking about free energy, but here's the twist. He says it's not free energy. He's calling it energy recycling, which first off is kind of genius, right? Because when you say free energy, people immediately throw you in the crazy bin. But energy recycling, that sounds like some next level Tesla shit.
Yeah, man, it's all about the branding. But what is it that he's actually doing?
All right, check this out. He posted this. Free energy isn't actually free. This is a misnomer. It's actually a mutual exchange from the vacuum, a field of energy from which everything arises, the same energy that powers an atom. Like what? Bro, that's some deep shit. But then he breaks it down. He says you can tap into this energy without breaking any known laws of physics by using something called back EMF capture.
Whoa, back EMF capture? Sounds like some serious sci-fi tech.
Dude, listen to this. He explains that when a coil collapses using a pulsed signal, the energy that would normally just get wasted, like just dissipate as heat, can actually be recycled. He says nature gives you back energy to stabilize the system, which makes sense if you think about how nature works. Like everything in nature is always trying to find balance, right?
So equilibrium, is that like how water always levels out or something? I'm trying to remember what Ms. Murphy said to me in 6th grade science all those years ago. What was that? Oh yeah, Elon, stop eating that glue and pay attention. Man, if only I had listened, I'd probably be the one inventing energy recycling instead of just talking about it.
Exactly. So he's saying that by intentionally destabilizing the system, collapsing the field, you actually get energy back as a kind of natural response. And here's where it gets wild. He compares it to pushing a swing. If you push at the right moment, you don't need to use a lot of energy and the swing gains momentum. But instead of a swing, he's using resonance to harness that extra energy without it becoming destructive. He says most traditional systems are like a surfer fighting against the current, while his method is like riding the wave to shore.
Dude, that's crazy. So he's basically saying the energy is already there. I just suck at using it efficiently.
That's what it sounds like. He's basically saying the way we harness energy now is like trying to swim against the tide. And if we used resonance instead, we'd be tapping into energy that's already there, just waiting to be used. I don't know, man. Either this guy is onto something or he's the most poetic bullshitter of all time.
Well, if he's legit, why isn't he all over the news? I haven't heard anything from him on X, formerly Twitter. He hasn't said anything bad about me on X. So, you know, I know I didn't ban him or anything. Look, I'm not the monster my therapist says I am. I mean, sure, I've spent millions of dollars training to beat a kangaroo in a fist fight, but that doesn't mean I'm dangerous. It just means I get shit done.
That's the real question, man. But here's the craziest part. I looked into him, and he's not selling anything. He open sources all of it. That's the real question, man. Either the system doesn't want to hear it, or we're about to find out if this guy disappears in the middle of the night.
Dude, that's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. That means if he's telling the truth, anybody could build this in their garage. You know what I say? Go fuck yourself, Benefactor.
Nope, no patents, no paywalls, just straight up, here, take it, see for yourself. Like, what kind of madman does that? Usually people either try to cash in or they get shut down before they can say a word. But this guy, he's out there on live streams showing people exactly how to replicate it.
I mean, if you want to try to take on my Tesla tech, how dare you put out better technology that is cheaper and safer? Go fuck yourself.
That's the thing, man. If it's real and people start building it, that's a game changer. We're talking about completely shifting how we think about energy. But also, if it's real, you got to wonder how long before somebody tries to stop it.
Or maybe we can think of it like how long before his Tesla mysteriously malfunctions.
Exactly. You ever notice how every time someone gets too close to this kind of stuff, they either disappear, get discredited, or somehow have a tragic accident? But this guy's going full transparency mode. He's putting it all out there where everyone can see it. Maybe that's his strategy. If enough people know, it can't just get buried.
Holy shit, this might be one of those moments, you know, like we look back and say that was the start of something huge.
All right, no, that was epic. And it looks like you had a field day on Elon Musk. Huh? That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I've always had issues with the man, but that's I digress.
No, it was pretty epic. And I was gonna ask, which application did you use for that? The AI speak over.
Oh shoot, I can't remember. It was one of the first ones that you could use. Everybody was doing all these advertisers were doing fake Joe Rogan ads.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, well, if everybody's doing it to get, their stuff promoted with the algorithm, maybe I'll do a funny one, and hopefully it'll catch on and people start noticing, more about energy recycling and what I'm talking about. But unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
No, it's pretty epic. And also, if you look closely, the microphone starts morphing with his mouth when he's talking. The AI.
Yeah, no, I did notice that too.
You see his mouth. It's like the mouth and the microphone are one. No, that was amazing.
No, to be honest, they've worked out all those kinks too. It's kind of scary, and I'm even willing to admit, I'm afraid to use some of this stuff now. Like some of this this AI generation. Like I used to use the videos like, you know, generation like that to help me in my workflow and get these videos done faster. But you know, I'd rather just do it the old-fashioned way and animate by hand at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Like
this is getting scary.
Like Grok has a new Imagine thingy. Just the web Telegram doesn't load, but I made it give me hair, and you can also talk as well. So it's pretty. You can add speech as well. But I just don't know why my web Telegram doesn't load videos anymore. Like, but yeah, it just. Anyways, we'll deal with that another day. But yeah, no, that was absolutely amazing there, and I definitely have a lot of questions about the back EMF capture because I definitely think there is something to it. Just because, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have an electrical engineering background, but I have looked at. I'm basically pattern recognition and back EMF. It's shows up a lot. There's a table I also want to find as well from Eric Laithwaite. I'm not sure who you know, Eric Laithwaite. He was the gyroscope guy, but he had a table comparing electromagnetism and inertia, like basically grouping them together. But I'll get to that in another one. Yeah, so we'll get...
That's interesting because plasma has inertial dampening properties, especially at higher voltages. So, anyways, no, I haven't heard of him, but yeah. Any questions you have about back EMF capture? Like, I try to break this down so like you don't have to have a degree to understand. It's not very hard when you get to the basic fundamentals of how the universe works. And I kind of tried to boil it down in that trailer right there. You know, it's all about the universe does not like imbalance. It's always striving for balance. You know, so if you're having some kind of imbalance in your system, the universe is going to try like hell to put energy back in that system to balance it out. And that's as simple as I can boil it down to for people to understand. But we can get into the nitty gritty of how it works and different methods that people have utilized and stuff like that, like John Bedini.
Oh yeah, for sure. I actually ordered a Bedini motor on Amazon. I have it in.
Oh, you did?
I have it in the background right here. Yeah. I'll bring it up here.
Oh, you didn't go to kenergy.store? Oh, nice. Yeah, I got mine from kenergy.store. Kevin over at kenergy.store has some really nice handcrafted ones.
Yeah. So this one is pretty epic there. Okay, so here it is. It's like that.
Oh wow!
And that's a coil there. It works pretty smooth. You just plug it in and it goes. So I just need to figure out.
I like the clear. It's like acrylic almost.
Yeah, it is. It is acrylic. Yeah, it's just clear acrylic.
It is. Yeah.
You see all the magnets, and so on.
That's nice. It's sleek looking. It is.
No, it is. Yeah, it's like I paid $100, and it's good to go. Move this over.
So did you get to read the signal on the oscilloscope? Because you can see the impulse technology working on the oscilloscope. If you hook it up to the base of the transistor. And then
okay. Yeah, I need to get an oscilloscope first. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we could show you in the mini lab when we do later. Honestly, I'm kind of excited to get the mini lab up and running in a little bit and show you guys some of these experiments. I haven't really run them for a while. I've been taking a kind of hiatus from science.
Yeah, no worries. I actually did last night. I was doing some Atwood machine experiments. I'm not sure if you've ever seen my Atwood machine experiments. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's a proof of anti-gravity. Like it's very hard to argue against it. So this is the one I did before, but yeah. So I also as I'm gonna try to replicate John Hutchison stuff. So I also got a bunch of chicken wire or just like wire mesh. So see this right here, and I have a Tesla coil. So I have a Tesla coil there because I was using Grok AI to give me like specifications for just any powerful enough like equipment that John uses, but for like just to do a test on a penny on a little coin. So and then I did this one without this Faraday cage. I'm gonna build a Faraday cage around this because it is scary to the max. Like I'm not sure if you ever. So you have a Tesla coil, I'm assuming, because you're pretty. So if you have a Tesla coil or anything that generates static electricity, if you if you have headphones,
So from what I understand, wasn't he using 2 Tesla coils and interfering the signals between the two, or was he using
using a bunch of stuff.
two?
He's using a bunch of stuff. Like he has a Van de Graaff generators. He has some magnetrons. He's got, but the thing is, all the stuff he had was like military grade surplus. So it's like imagine, like a Tesla coil.
Yeah,
as
it
big
was
as you.
really heavy duty stuff.
Yeah. So I have some speculations on it, but what I'm doing is just going slowly, like just to understand, because like I've never worked with Tesla coil before, and so here's one thing I learned is if you have headphones on, like you know how I have these earbuds thingies, you can hear the static, and then once you go in discharge, it actually blows up your ear. So I almost burst my eardrums out. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore unless I have
Yeah, what's happening is you're creating a strong static field when you turn on that Tesla coil, and when you turn it off, there's a even stronger impulse of energy.
Oh,
So that's probably what happened.
oh no, and I know when you turn on off. I mean when I discharge with like putting a fork on it. So see if the video pops up. Otherwise, I have to share it.
Or discharging it.
Yeah.
Either or.
Yeah. That was the only time I feel it. Like so, what's cool is you can hear the buzzing, like so you can see how strong it is. Tesla coil, Tesla. Yeah, so here's my So I got it to work. Let's see if the video plays. Okay. Yeah, there it is. It plays. Okay, finally. Let's play this right here. See, I have a slow motion. Right when it does the charge, almost blew my eardrums. Right here. I did it a live stream.
Yeah. Some
And you can hear me yelling in slow
That's
motion.
weird. A lot of those
Yeah.
a lot of those coils have self-discharging mechanisms.
I'm not sure.
So
Okay.
where did you get that coil? Amazon?
I think it was Amazon. No, this was an eBay one. Because I asked Grok, basically the most powerful one.
Oh, you got it from eBay.
I think it was an eBay one. So here's the.
What's the input?
So here's
What's
the
the input wattage for that?
here's the price on this eBay one. Input
'Cause that
wattage.
looks a lot bigger than that.
Yeah,
That's a lot bigger than the one I have.
So it's pretty powerful. Yeah, so I wanted the most powerful, like to fit the requirements for levitating a penny. So
Well, no, that's definitely going to be able to give you some good experimentations on like if you get some plasma tubes. That's
Yeah.
the first thing I got when I got a Tesla coil. I just got some
Okay.
noble gases in the tube.
yeah, but you could I think
Those are fun.
I think once we go to a mini lab, if you have a testicle up, if you have headphones, just put headphones, connect to your phone or even not, and go near it. But just be careful if you discharge while wearing headphones. It's just literally, it's like a big burst that just like your ears like want to blow up. So
Yeah.
so
And that's
yeah, it is.
I'm almost positive that's like the impulse technology that Tesla was talking about. You know, that Tesla and John Bedini, they kind of emphasized that the only way to tap radiant energy was through impulse technology, like pulsed energy. Which is interesting because Daniel Nunez himself said he never got over unity with his Joule Thief circuit. Yet the AC system is what he was claiming he was getting over unity with, but at the same time, that's, not using pulsed energy. That's using true, alternating current. It's using a true sine wave. So it's not pulsed like the technology we're working with here in this setup. So it's interesting. I have a feeling either Daniel Nunez had didn't know what he was looking at because it's hard to read this kind of energy. And specifically, I think he was misled in one of his videos from there was an engineer doing the power factor analysis on his device. And I don't know if his device was completely the same as mine. We have a modified version of his Joule Thief. And I'll go into that in a little bit, but yeah, I think he was either misled with those results because again, it's hard to read this energy, the specific way to read the system that I have, and he maybe didn't know what he was looking at. And I think that's the case with a lot of these different kinds of devices, especially when you're working with a Joule Thief. I just don't think, I think the parts to put the hypothesis were there all along, but no one really saw the different pieces until I had this like really nice oscilloscope and I could say, oh wow, that's what's going on. but yeah, it's interesting because you know, like I'm kind of like, it's making me second guess a little of what he actually said was possible with the system himself, in terms of you know, like I don't think he knew what he was looking at.
Okay, yeah.
Not initially, at least, not
Okay,
in his videos. He might
that
now, but
that's the Daniel Nunes, right? And then just before he disappeared.
Daniel Nunez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and speaking
yeah.
about spark discharges, this is this image right here. This is actually from a Hudson effect, and I took the screen. This is the sound. The audio of the actual experiment, and he has these like super powerful spark gap discharges periodically. So you can see these lines there. So it's like builds up, and then there's a big discharge. And during the discharge, that's when a lot of stuff happens. This is with John Hudson set up there. And again, it's similar to what you're saying with the either spark gap or discharging, or even I would assume back EMF be similar effect. But yeah, this is
Yeah, and this
yeah,
spark gaps are interesting. We can get into that a little
yeah.
bit, but definitely useful in these kinds of situations.
Yeah. So if you haven't ever had a chance to see this, this was actually what I did was there's a 5-hour video of 1988 John Hutchison. Like there's actually a professor put a tripod and filmed it, and then fast forward it to like literally this year. John actually had a hunch. He's saying he thinks that some of the stuff were moving in the background. So he told me to do a time lapse. So I combined it 5 hours into 5 minutes, and you could actually see the table start moving, and you could see a lot of things
Oh
moving
wow.
that you never would have saw it. So basically, Hudson fact never before
Right.
seen footage hidden in plain sight. It's actually quite amazing.
You know that no, that's really cool, and that kind of speaks to another tidbit of information a lot of people don't know about the Hutchinson videos, is when the government confiscated his equipment,
Hmm.
they analyzed some of his video footage and they gave it back to him and they said, "Hey, look, you know that if you pause it at certain places, you're disappearing items for like a frame, and they're
Hmm.
just gone, and then they reappear." Like they're like you know, like these items, some of them are just disappearing if you freeze it at the right place. And he's like, "No, I didn't."
Yeah, no, yeah, he definitely said that. But it might be from the like my hypothesis. It might be just affecting his actual camera that's being recorded.
Oh, you think it's just like an exposure or camera trickery?
Oh no! I'm saying yeah. It could be just an unintentional one where it actually that's just one thing because
Hmm.
I don't see him because I don't think he ever said that he saw it disappearing. But though or
I mean,
yeah.
I scrubbed some of his footage and I couldn't find anything like that. But I don't know. That's something that was on his website,
Oh
like
no yeah,
his actual website.
yeah. So he actually I think Bob Greener he actually said to him he thinks it's a camera thingy, and then
Oh, just yeah. I mean,
but
it could be.
but John said that no, but John said the report from the government actually said it was disappearing. So the actual report, but the thing is they don't actually the report they classified and they hide it. So it's like
Hmm.
what is what? But yeah, definitely there's something to it. I wouldn't rule out the camera getting interfered. Like in this video, there's a bunch of interference of the actual camera as well. So I'm not sure if you've had a chance to. I'm gonna go to quickly Jack Hutchison. So in it, there's a whole lot of camera interference. So like here, I took some of them EMF interference in the actual camera, and it's similar
Hmm.
to 9/11. There's a lot of interference that sporadically happens. So that could be
I
one.
can imagine because the theory behind what he's doing is he's filling the entire room with a static field.
Mhm. And bombarding it with
Sometimes he would let
microwaves.
his
Yeah,
equipment just,
yeah,
yeah, sometimes he would have to let it build up for hours.
yeah. That's the thing. And the other part, which I think it's happening, is because he has a whole lot of heavy duty equipment nearby. A lot of them aren't actually part of the experiment, like directly. Like for
Mm.
example, all the stuff on the right, these are just like heavy duty surplus stuff that he had. They're just thick metal, and I think so my view is if ether is some sort of like unknown particle, if he's actually obtaining or even waves or interference or just wave patterns, if he's actually obtaining this extra energy slash ether mumbo jumbo from these surrounding metal, like these heavy metal, I think that could be like a source where it's like he's collecting a lot of this um yeah, a lot of this energy from them. So I think they're there, but I think they also need to be there, is what I'm trying to say. It's like he's actually getting a lot of the energy from the surrounding metal and so on, and fusing it because he does hours. Like you would need to run it for like hours before something may happen or may not happen. And during the time there's a bunch of these
Yeah, it's
destroyed,
definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I honestly don't know enough about his work
yeah,
to know how to replicate it, but
yeah.
um
And then yeah,
there is
for a later one, here's one if you want to ever get caught up. This was George Hathaway, 1993. He did an overview of it, and he also puts a bunch of. He also lists what like. He was actually witness. He was one of his partner. He actually witnessed a lot of it and describes some stuff happening. And he also lists, puts the layout of the equipment and the also the schematic, the circuits and so on.
so that's a schematic for Hutchinson's experiment?
This was one of them. Yeah, this was one of the labs he had.
Oh wow.
So if you ever need
Huh.
the best primer is probably this one here. Actually, got in contact with Hathaway, and basically asked him a bunch of stuff. And yeah, and this was this Pizarro guy. He was one of the guys that actually put when the Hutchinson sample was still running. He went and, when metal turned to jelly. He actually went and grabbed it. So one of them has his thumbprint on like metal discovered here. Alex Pizarro.
Wow. See, that's right there, that's more evidence. That's kind of like
Yeah, I think.
I don't want to say irrefutable, but
Oh, it's irrefutable.
together,
Yeah,
all the evidence is, it's just
know,
like you
it's-
can't deny it anymore.
Yeah.
Could you zoom in on that schematic real quick? I just want to take a look at it real quick.
Yeah, I'll zoom in. And also, again, I've uploaded like probably like dozens of hours of Hutchinson effect footage. Like if there's no one's faking in that. And at the bottom there, this was a metal piece that split up. He described how the magnetism like rearranged itself. But yeah.
Wait, the magnet what?
So this was a file, like one of those where you can sand stuff or just like smooth things out. It split apart, and then he's putting the polarity on it, and the polarity it's split up, so we'll have a north. So at the point where it's split up, it had like poles, so north. Usually you would have it when you split up. It usually have
North and south.
Yeah. So now it's a north. Now it's a south
Yeah.
north, and he has them on the wall. Placed there. So this was an
Okay.
engineer that actually partnered with him. And he witnessed a lot of this too. He actually witnessed this one right here. He said the top 3 and 3/4 inch of this like solid metal blew away in a black cloud, like into dust, like literally just turned to dust. So yeah, and he outlines this.
Yeah, that's insane.
So if and he outlines it, and also I did the voiceover on all the quiet parts, so you can see that. And I also put full timestamps if you ever need. Timestamps of every single thing, and he outlines a lot of stuff on there. This is basically my notes and with timestamps on everything, and he includes a lot of things that basically a whole lot of info too, some technical stuff that you might be interested in. So that's that if you ever need that. And also, have you had a look at my Hutchinson effect playlist or no? This is
I have not. I didn't even know you had a Hutchinson effect playlist. I'm really interested. No, this is
yeah. So
something that I was planning on doing a video on eventually.
Yeah. Hutchinson is always So he's usually on the chat as well. And he actually gave me access to his YouTube channel because the previous one he lost password to it. So then so I have access to his Hutchinson effect channel, and I got the username Hutchinson effect before anybody else does. And then because he wanted to add my links to it, so he also said please support Math Easy as well. And actually my Hutchinson effect playlist, and he also wanted Bob Greener's one as well. So I put it up there. So for example, if I go, I can literally switch accounts, and I can go switch to John Hutchinson. Yeah, so I'm literally John Hutchinson right now. Yeah, so yeah, me and John.
That is cool. No, that's awesome.
And I visited his lab actually.
I hear that he's a really friendly guy, and I think at one point we were set up to do an interview with him. I don't know what happened. We kind of disbanded the Fringe Think Tank podcast, but
Okay.
it would be nice to revisit that and see if we can get him back on the show.
Yeah, definitely. If you can get him on, or if you need like, because I usually, if you need help of him getting on, he's not tech savvy. He has an iPad, so I usually
I kind of inferred that.
I need to like. There's another one. I'm not sure if you heard of Carrie Cassidy. She's like a big alt media person. she messaged John, and then well, I'm pretty much his publicist, so I'm like, well, I can be on the stream and I can help him join it. But yeah,
Yeah, like a
yeah.
tech liaison.
Yeah. But I've also had John on the show many times. I actually visited his lab. I did a 2-hour live stream with my phone at his lab last year in November. So you could
Oh,
see.
that's cool.
And then me and him were smoking up. He has this like tobacco, just organic tobacco. So he smokes like 30 a day, and then there's me in his lab, and so on. He actually made this giant cannon, and
Wow.
he's one of the strongest. Well, he is the strongest old guy I've ever known. So see this wheel? It's like a 50-pound wheel. And I'm like, here, John, I'll help you pick it up. And he's like, no. He's like leaning over and just grabs it with one hand. I'm like, this guy's a machine. So there's John, and with his here, where is it? I was in his lab. Where's everything? It was a bit hectic. And there's his wife, Nancy. Nancy's, and there's John. A TV show that you said you were gonna.
Yeah, so he goes home last night and he's.
Anyways, yeah, you can have a look there. But yeah, so John's a real deal. So like, if there's anyone denying the Hudson effect, it's like, in my opinion, that's like flat Earth believer. I'm not sure if you believe in flat Earth or not.
No, see, like that's John seems like the kind of person is what you see is what you get. Like
Yeah.
he seems pretty down to earth.
Yeah, and so John and Nancy actually gave me their 3 terabyte hard drive of like a lot of footage never before seen. So like, see this one right here, 2007
Oh, wow.
footage, 6 hours raw unedited footage. I have
Damn.
this one's 5 hours, 2006. This one is 1989.
We should go through that and kind of get the highlights and put them on as shorts.
I have one right here. I actually made a 24-minute. This is from 1988 to 1989. This is 24 minutes. I put that one there. And some of them ones I've done specific ones. Like, have you ever seen that one with the toy boat, like turning on weird electrical fire? You ever seen those? The boat?
I have, but that one was hard to find for me. I tried to find it recently. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
So I actually put 1 hour of it. So I put all
Really?
footage. And I also put the specific parts.
This is amazing.
And there's another one of 10 minutes of only the spark discharges. So whenever it gets close
Because
to, yeah, this is spark discharge right here. When it touches.
these are all
some-
videos that haven't been seen in the public eye for so many years, dude. This is great.
Yeah.
His website does have a lot of these videos, but they're so hard to find. It's disorganized. There's hundreds of
And the quality's bad too,
unrelated videos mixed in. Yeah, so like this is really good. This is awesome that you're creating like this database full of all these videos of his.
Yeah, and I also paid for a cloud storage. So if you go to mes.fm/Hutchison, what it goes to is my so basically anyone can go there, and it goes to my Google Drive. I paid like 5 terabytes, and this is all raw unedited footage. So you can actually see the raw files, and I put the links to all of them as well for each of the videos I made. You could see the raw files too, and it's like again, there's more evidence of this than the Earth being round, and the Earth's round. But I'm just saying this is like infinite.
Yeah, look at how much raw footage he has.
And-
Like people don't understand or realize. I think just what they see off of YouTube, they think is what's out there. No, he has hundreds of hours of stuff.
Yeah. And a lot, and there's a bunch of news shows and never before seen news shows as well. He's on Japanese news, interviews with people that like recently died that don't have any, like, there's no outlet. Like the Elaine Smith interviews are probably the best ones. Like these are never before seen interviews, and John is literally well ahead of the curve.
So-
Listen to him talk back then.
Just knowing this fact that he has hundreds of hours of footage of all these different unique effects of his, using Occam's razor, you could be like, okay, well, either, he had something and he just couldn't stop filming it, which is what would likely have happened if you had something like that. You just probably would film it constantly because it's so amazing. Or, if you're going to fake something like that, you're not going to have hundreds of hours of fake. You're going to take your time and fake one video here and one video there to be meticulous about the details of the fakery. You know what I mean? It's not going to be hundreds of hours of footage like this. This is
Yeah, definitely.
kind of damning evidence.
Yeah, this is again,
Just
this
the
is
abundance.
Yeah, and also there's something never before seen. Like this one here is cold melting. I did a 180x speed.
Really?
180x speed to see this cold. This is like a rubber / steel composite. And also
So play it.
Yeah, I'll show you this one here. I made a. This is. I combined an
And
hour.
now the RF fields are interfering with the camera.
Okay. Well, that's him
Works on
talking.
the principle of
And also notice what he said. The RF fields are interfering with the camera. Remember I said
Interfering
that?
with the camera,
are
yeah.
interfering with the
That's John saying
camera.
that.
Works on the principle of using RF too.
And then, well, so now I'm gonna do 180.
So what are we looking at here? What is this?
Okay, this is a. It's called bakelite. I'm not sure if you heard of the material called bakelite or bake. See what it is. Bakelite wiki. It's a hard composite. Okay, and this is a hard plastic or resin, and it's also and it's a composite with steel. So I think it's like a steel exterior, and then it has like it's like filled in with like this hard plastic, and this was used as a in one of the warships. I forgot what it's for, but it's a solid duty material. But here's what I did was 60x speed. 1 second equals 1 minute. Just illustrate. And notice how it's like is doing that. It's like opening
it's
up.
resin. It's gonna be really dense. Oh wow, yeah, it's starting to gellify, right?
Yeah.
Or is it freezing?
No, it's melting. See, it's cold melting. And
It's yeah.
and that's styrofoam at the bottom. That's styrofoam. Styrofoam has a you get a blow you get a one of those hair blowers and it will just melt. So the styrofoam.
Right. So the styrofoam's. I'm assuming he put that there on purpose so you can tell like, oh, it's not a hot effect. It's actually cold.
Yeah, and it's also wood there. Yeah, this was the person that went there. I forgot what his name is. It was a Asian fellow that went and wanted to film it. But yeah, so yeah, he put it. I would assume as well. But it's also again this wood there, melting this kind of stuff. You're not gonna do it. And also the steel's opening up, the steel softening. And notice it's moving.
That's wild.
But again, notice the 180x speed. And this one I discovered this while doing a live stream over his stuff. It's 180x speed now. 1 second is.
So
3
how
minutes.
long did it actually take from start to finish for it to melt like that?
Oh, okay, here's the full video. Here.
Was he doing it for like an hour or 2 hours?
No, this was here's a full video. So this
About
one.
an hour and 44 minutes.
Well, it gets to it right here. This was but I think yeah, this is right here. So this is from. Let's see, when does it start? So yeah, there's a start at 19 minutes. So imagine watching this. You're not going to see this at normal speed. You have to go fast.
Yeah, so if it's taking
So here's me.
exactly.
Here's
no,
me.
that's
Yeah.
very smart of you to speed it up.
Yeah. So now here's me speeding up, and then you can see it slowly opening up, and then keep going. So again, no one's faking this. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
And him talking about there it is melting a bit, and then yeah, so it's like 19
That's
minutes.
wild.
It's 1 hour. Yeah, it's 1 hour. It's like 1 hour and a half,
How long we've been in the
and it goes to other stuff, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So again, Hudson effect is as real as you can. But and also, I want to make a point. Someone remember that Daniel Foster? I said that he was a Baha'i. No, he wasn't Baha'i. He just said he was there. And he worships God anywhere he wants. Okay, so all right. So I just wanted to make that note so it's clarified. So anyway, so I'm free to talk trash about Baha'i. Just joking. Anyways, yeah. So anyways, Baha'i is literally United Nations New World Order religion. Like actual, it was actually one of the earliest. Like the founder of the religion was one of the first to ever state the phrase New World Order in like the 1800s or something. and his idea for a new world order was a unified religion, unified language, etc. I'm like, what? This is 200 years ago. Anyways, yeah, and unified world currency. So it's like, and anyways, I can go on and on for that. But yeah, so that's the material bakelite. So definitely look at this one. I could send it to you, or you could just yeah, let me know if you want it. And I have infinite. Well, what I mean is like infinite, and I have some more stuff popping up. But also the Japanese shows were quite unique as well. He actually has some lectures that he did in Japan, which I'll be uploading later as well. All right, guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So again, Hutchison, and also about the Eric Leithwaite. He was the guy that founded. Okay, no way. I just realized Eric Leithwaite was born on Trump's birthday. Okay, this is a bit wild. So Eric Leithwaite, he actually is the one that founded the linear induction motor. No, I mean the maglev. No, not the. Basically, you know, the levitating rail system. He's pretty much like the pioneer of this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's the one there. But then he got ostracized and then kicked out of like university because of he got into gyroscopes and he's right about gyroscopes. I'm not sure. Gyroscopes is my
What was his take on gyroscopes?
well, what he was saying, and then Wikipedia lies about it. everybody lies about is that gyroscopes
Of course.
they precess without conventional, without the expected inertial momentum, like angular momentum or inertia. So to give an example is like, have you ever played with a gyroscope? Or
What do you
not?
mean, like they break the conventional laws of inertial
Well,
inertia?
they precess without the expected inertia. So like, so imagine a car hits you, right? Imagine
Hmm.
it bumps off you. What would you say? You say that, well, the car didn't have any inertia. Like, why? It's like a balloon. Do you know what I mean? But in actuality, it would run you over. But imagine it didn't. Imagine it just hits you and it bounces off.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it doesn't have
Yeah.
and I actually
Does
experiment.
that explain why they can like balance themselves so delicately?
Yeah, indirectly. So mainstream says that it
Hmm.
says a bunch of mumbo jumbos, but they actually ignore the main thing. And I also found out that they rise on their own. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this before.
I've seen that. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, they kind of try to find an equilibrium.
Yeah. But the thing is, mainstream doesn't have any reason for this, and you won't even find this in any like textbook. Except what's interesting, Marco Rodin. I saw his lecture from like 1990 or something, and he casually just said how gyroscopes rise on their own. I'm like, how does he know this? Like, he's probably
He has so many good tidbits in his lectures. Like
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to think that I think he's a terrible person or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's got some really, really good stuff in his lectures. And if you listen to what he says, some of it is obscure, sure, and some of it might not be able to be proven, but some of it is really, really good if you listen to what he says,
Yeah,
especially with the etymology of words.
No, definitely. But that's also why I think there's something he's hiding something. So like, this guy knows too much. Also,
Sure. That's
yeah,
been
yeah.
an ongoing theory for a lot of us in the
Yeah.
fringe community,
Definitely. But the other part is like, well, if Nunez is saying something about him, and it's like, well, if he was a real guy who'd be like, he would try to mend the situation as opposed to just keep going as if nothing happened. So, but also Nunez is hiding,
Right.
is in hiding too. So I don't know what their take is. But anyways, that's for another one.
Yeah,
But here's
I
the
don't know.
gyroscope one.
That
Yeah.
Daniel Nunez actually released a cryptic video on his was it his Instagram like about 6 months ago or something like
really?
that. It was very weird. He didn't say anything in the video. It was just like a quick ad for some Rasha Tech headphones with his little coils in each earpiece. And I'm like, he didn't speak. It looked like a jacked up version of Daniel Nunez, to be honest. But he didn't speak. It was really weird. Like it didn't, I don't know. Like it didn't sit right with me. Like usually he says something or he's talking and the whole video was just had this weird vibe to it. You have to go to his Instagram. It's on there.
Okay. It says here.
I don't know if he uploaded anything since, but
so all his videos are gone here on the One Stop Energies. This is
yeah, he had hundreds too.
Yeah,
he had hundreds of videos.
But what's interesting is it looks like it's gone, but it seems like as if he deleted them. But then if you go to so when I uploaded your thing to the Hive blockchain, this one right here, and then one of the things you referenced a video to them, but then it doesn't show. So if you go to it, you'll see it right here. You said Poe Coil and how it's made Eric Nuez of One Stop Energies. If I click it, it says video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. What do you mean has been?
Wow. So that wasn't from their channel. That was somebody else's channel.
Oh, this was somebody else's channel.
Somebody else got that pulled. Yeah. So
because it says
that
here One Stop
specific
Energy.
video
Okay.
That specific video was of One Stop Energies, but what it was one of their fans, their viewers, that what a lot of people like to do with these kinds of technologies is they'll take the videos, they'll record them and save them in case something happens.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. One of their viewers saved the video, and that was their channel. I can probably find the video again.
Magnet Motors news. Okay, I went in the archive. Okay, I found the archive. So Vortex Technology
just in the archive or whatever. But seriously, somebody's trying to systematically delete all this fucking information, and it's pissing me off.
Yeah, and a video plays. Okay, so we got the video. All right, let's go.
Okay.
It's on the archive.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So see if you can save that real quick because this is kind of troubling. That video has been up there for years, dude. This video has been up there for years, and it hasn't been As soon as I start, releasing all this information, like that video gets taken down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been using that video for like 4 years or more.
Okay, yeah. See, yeah, that's amazing.
I don't know,
definitely,
man.
definitely
I don't like to believe in coincidences like that.
Yeah, well, but also when I saw your thing that where you said that they're actually like the 10 watts of power saved, I'm like, that's pretty big stuff. Like that was the reason, like when I
Oh,
started,
that's nothing, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have a video of it. We'll try to do it tonight if we get
Okay.
to the mini lab, but I've gotten it down 30 watts.
Holy,
I've gotten it
okay.
reduced 30 watts because that video that you saw,
Yeah.
my stereo amp wasn't jacked up all the way. Okay, so when you jack up the volume, it increases the watt consumption from the wall. I've gotten it down to 30 watts. I was in shock. I was like, holy if we could figure out a way to utilize this extra gain, then we've got something, by George.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put the archive link. But also, yeah, download it. Another thing is, if you can also maybe for another time, like get on 3Speak/Hive. Like 3Speak, it's like decentralized storage, and you're in crypto as well, and soon it'll be like you can actually store anyone's, and you earn just by hosting other people's ones. But it's actually
Nice.
decentralized. So like if you see every one of my videos I put up on here, and not to get basically if you go to my channel. So like,
I'll upload some of my Divine Science episodes there. That'll get some currency.
oh yeah, definitely. And the thing is, my upload as well. Like I have my upload, you'll get like $1 at least every single post. Imagine every single tweet you ever made were worth $1. You make a lot of money. So this
Yeah,
one,
but how can
yeah.
you cash that out? You said it's Bitcoin, right? Can you cash that out anytime you want?
It's the payouts are Hive or HBD, but you can swap to Bitcoin, and then you can easily go to any exchange that has.
And then cash out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you exchange first.
Yeah. So basically, or you can do, or somebody that wants Bitcoin, you can just tell them here, I'll send you some Bitcoin, and they give you some cash. But so like this post where I made of yours, $3.72. I get half. And yeah, so I get half of that. But it's like, and the thing is, on the blockchain forever. Just to illustrate one more time, for people that don't know, if I change the URL, see this right here, ecenc.com is another Hive website. I can see the exact same article on a different website. Do you get what I just did?
Huh. Yeah.
So the data's not there. Imagine YouTube deletes your channel, and then you just go use another website that has access to your channel. So YouTube can't delete your channel. So YouTube can never delete my followers or my channel. The only way, yeah, it's all on just the Hive blockchain. So it's like you own your key, like Bitcoin, you own the key, you own pretty much everything. So again, Hive is for definitely need to get on that. And I think Tammy, one of your so Tammy's on it. I got her on there. Her kind of Painterest.
Oh, Tammy, yeah. Tammy is actually the one who recommended your channel to me and said that we should talk about the rodent coil.
Yeah, definitely. And then so she's on a Hive. So her account's already worth $3. Okay, epic stuff there. And you can see some accounts are worth like millions of dollars. Some accounts are like massive on here. So that's Painterest. So here is her post and so on. So pretty cool. But yeah, so we can go on and on. And yeah, so that's another day. But definitely get on 3Speak. And then there's the video.
Tie your wire. And
I actually seen this video. I think I've seen this video.
24 times.
Yeah, I have seen this video. I cannot believe we did the same stuff. Anyways, and then this guy here, Robert Murray Smith, he actually covers up the Hudson effect. But have you ever seen his video about the...
Oh, Robert Murray Smith, don't get me started on that fool.
Okay, but have you seen his video
God.
about the Bedini motor, where he says it's like a jewel thief modified? That's one thing I think he might be right about. It's like a jewel thief. I actually have.
I haven't seen that specific video. I've seen what he said about different things about the Bedini motor.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. And but to be honest, he is absolutely right. It is kind of like a jewel thief in a sense that you're using one transistor to gain access to that impulse technology, right? You're using a pulse signal, like Tesla emphasized and John Bedini emphasized. So he's not wrong.
Yeah, this is actually the circuit jewel thief. This is from his video. This jewel thief circuit on the left. There's the Bedini motor on the right. It's like the same thing, but then he just connects this thing over there.
Right, but he, the SSG is actually kind of like a hybrid between what I have with the lightning thief, which is a modified joule thief, and the Wattman reduction, where we take the neodymium sphere and spin it, and it reduces the input requirement of the wattage. It's like a kind of like a hybrid of that, because that's a spinning rotor, right? He's incorporating a spinning magnetic rotary into a joule thief kind of design, and getting that extra energy from the impulse.
Yeah, definitely. Because he made if you watch that video, he makes like a little like a switch with manual switch, and he shows that the light goes on. And but then where the Bedini one, well, this one is just a magnet is spinning past the coil. So like the switch is just automatic. There's the coil at the bottom, and just switches. Oh, I think my Bedini motor shut down. Ben, can you hear me? Yeah, Ben's gone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I just shut off my camera for a second.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, we lose him. Yeah, so this is the video here. This is the heart of the Bedini. So again, this guy is a straight up disinfo agent. He actually covered up the Hutchinson effect. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I made a video.
Oh yeah, no, his
his
video on the Hutchinson effect was one of the worst ones I've like.
He's lying. Yeah,
I was very disappointed. I stopped watching his because I used to watch his videos. He was a pretty decent, like engineer, and would give decent descriptions of stuff. And I used to enjoy his videos. And then I saw that, I'm like, what a effing fool! Like, I don't know if he did it intentionally.
Oh, he's lying.
I can't.
No, he definitely knows.
Yeah, I can't.
I know.
Like,
info agent.
So I made a video calling
like
him
him.
out. Yeah.
Between him and the Mythbusters, like I will be here sitting here yelling and ranting at myself all day if you get me started.
Yeah, but this was pretty bad. This is I've never seen Mythbusters do stupid this low. Like this is low. Like this video he used a muted video. So I actually made a debunking video about him. So debunking the debunkers, him and Ace Baker. So he got this video. You've seen this one right here. It's deceptively muted. John Hutchinson literally talks about this video. Like he actually puts a cable there. It's not a cable. It's actually a high voltage wire. And he was trying to replicate the Thomas Townsend Brown's experiment. Like have you?
Yeah, because so the background on that clip.
Yeah.
If you actually listen to John Hutchinson, and this is what I've gathered. I don't know if your story is different, but from what I gather in my research, is John Hutchinson had a news crew over, and sometimes he could get the shit to work, and sometimes he couldn't. And so understandably, he had to let the equipment sit there for a long time sometimes before something would happen. So they were kind of bored and were like, oh, let's get something on camera. So he got something on camera for them to film for like one of their what do you call it, B-roll clips or something, but it wasn't supposed to be the Hutchinson effect.
Yeah, but that's also not the full story. Like that is, but then what he ended up doing was doing a Thomas Townsend Brown replication, which is he basically
really. So what's the full story? Hold on, I'm interested now.
No, that's the story. Like the Hutchinson effect takes a lot of time, and the news weren't willing to invest a lot of time for something that may or may not happen. So what he was doing was replicating the Thomas Townsend Brown. So what he actually has attached is a high voltage wire.
Oh, so he actually did replicate the TT Brown effect in that clip. So he just didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah, he actually talks in it. So he doesn't actually like they muted the audio, and they know that he's been saying this for years, and they just and this is actually pushed by a disinfo agent called Ace Baker. So you can hear the audio here. Here's his commentary.
In this experiment here, I have added, or taken away, actually, the electrostatic field, and we'll apply it again. If you notice the high voltage wire...
Notice right here, if you notice the high voltage wire, it's John Hudson, and the thing is, I talked to him.
Holy crap!
No, he also...
Dude, you just debunked that myth that's been going around for years.
Yeah,
with this little video here. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah,
well done.
And the guy that first made it, Ace Baker, he actually faked his death on live radio. That's and I actually included that too. So this is the guy that made that deceptively muted video, Ace Baker. He, with the help of fellow disinfo agent Jim Fetzer, faked his own death on live radio. Listen to this.
I hope this is not
wait, go back here.
temporary problem.
And Ace Baker with the
But
help
what was
of
his
fellow
reason behind
disinfo.
that?
Well, he covered up 9/11. He says 9/11 was all done with CGI and all this nonsense. And then he thinks that he
was trying to get attention, or was he like doing that as like some kind of like psyop or something?
Well. So apparently, here's the story. Apparently, yeah, he faked his death on live radio, and then he calls the police. And this guy's a disinfo agent as well. And then his radio show gets shut down. But then this guy said that he was actually he he had mental issues and he was doing performance art. He's doing performance art or something. But anyways, listen to this.
Agent Jim
Maybe
Fetzer.
he did have a part in the cover up and he just snapped. You know, maybe he couldn't take it.
No, but he's still alive. I'm trying to say he's still alive. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, you said he faked it though, so maybe he just snapped.
No,
Maybe
he faked his death. Like he was still there a week later. Like no, the police went and visited him. Like, hey, did you die? Like,
no. What I'm saying is, yeah, like well, people do weird things when they snap. You know, like maybe he just was like in a unstable state. You know, who knows?
No, that is true. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is he actually faked. He didn't actually shoot himself in any way. So, but listen to the audio though. There's a bullet or something. Listen to this.
Faked his own death on live radio.
These are temporary problems of innovators in their fields are frequently unappreciated. My God, Galileo was prosecuted subjected to an inquisition, prosecuted by the church. Galileo, for God's sake.
I'm coming home.
I hope this is not for real.
Okay, so this is the first. So I think they were working together. It's just. But anyways, that's for another. The guy's a giant clown. But anyway, so he's alive still, and he was on covering up John Hudson work. And yeah, so you see the high voltage wire, and he literally says this is T.D. Brown's work, by the way, not mine. So listen to what he says.
So in time, I shall add the electrostatic field. This is T.T. Brown's work, by the way, not mine. So this is very interesting. Now, there's a little bit of smoke happening here as the 32 gauge wire is...
Okay, anyway, so again, it's just wire. He's replicating T.D. Brown's work. But you are right in that he said that there was news people there, and they wanted to film something. So then he's like, all right, I'll do the Thomas Townsend Brown experiment. And the thing is, he actually made a playlist, John Hudson, but again, John, that's why I'm his publicist. He had one, he says... let's go right here. He made a playlist called "Stalkers Remove Audio." This is, and then he posted December 2009, and then he posted a video to that Colin Alexander, the Ace Baker guy. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is a playlist that he made, and he made a video saying that these people were covering up, removing the audio.
Right. No, he's very cryptic like that. Like some of his titles for his videos on his website were very cryptic like that, like in similar fashion.
Yeah.
Where if you didn't know the context, you wouldn't understand why he labeled it this way.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not that he's a cryptic. It's just that he doesn't know how to write that well. Like it doesn't know how to convey.
Oh, okay.
So like,
well, it does come off a little cryptic though, doesn't it?
No, I know, but that's the thing. Like stalkers remove audio. What he's actually referencing is this guy. That's the thing. I want to because like I haven't.
It makes sense once you know the context. Yeah, once you know the background story.
But also understanding him as well. Like he this is a cry for help that in the only way he knows, and then that's where then it took me. Then finally when I seen this because the thing is I actually have an older brother. He's actually he's autistic or he's like mentally handicapped. So I actually take care of an older brother, and it's literally like talking to John Hudson. But John Hudson, imagine, but all he's focused on, like John Hudson just loves being inside the confined space with a bunch of equipment. that's John. John, if you ever talk to him and know about him, it's like put him in like a giant box with a bunch of equipment and nowhere to move. That's what he's happiest with. So the guy he also has he was diagnosed with agoraphobia, so like fear of open spaces. I'm not sure. Have you heard about that or no?
No, I haven't.
So that's actually how
it makes sense given all of his videos are in very close confined spaces like this.
Yeah, so he couldn't work in public spaces, and then he actually he was getting funding. So a lot of his experiments were funded through he was getting welfare checks from Canadian government, and he would just spend that on old surplus equipment. But anyways, so again, I want to re-emphasize this guy Robert Murray Smith, a big liar. But watch his video on the Bedini / a jewel thief. It's very, very it is very interesting. Just to get a context for Bedini motor in a way that's more just a simple way of looking at it. But anyways, again, there's hundreds of hours, and he's been on the live stream many times, and he'll be on the show many times as well. And yeah, so anyways, that's him. And also, yeah, back to Eric Lightweight one if you wanted to see this. Basically, gyroscopes don't process with the expected angular momentum. And I'll show you a demonstration, then we can go straight into the nitty-gritty. So here's my playlist on these gyroscopes experiments. So here's a just gets straight to the nitty-gritty. Okay, so what do you think happens here? So you this is on an ice block. So like, have you read up on just basic mechanics, solid mechanics and mechanical physics? So like, where do you think the center of mass is? There's an ice block that doesn't weigh much. The rotor, the center of mass is like right where my mouse is. See where that center of mass is? It's like near the center of the rotor. Can you see this? And then so what do you think is supposed to happen here? If I put this ice block, so there's very little friction. So like, if this is processing, notice what's happening. It's processing not about the center of mass. This defies mainstream physics. It's this little simple experiment. Can you see why or no?
Yeah, it's wild. No, just keep playing it.
Yeah, but do you understand what I mean?
It's a little.
The
It's
center.
a little choppy. Let me.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna take a look at it on my tab because it's smoother on my. Yeah, look at that. What the?
Okay. So what I mean is the center of mass is not at the ice block. The ice block weighs nothing. The faster the spin speed, the less precessional angular momentum or inertia is available. It basically acts as if it has no mass, because mass and inertia are one of the same thing, essentially. So what I'm trying to say is, and then once it slows down, here's what's supposed to happen. But here, once you slow it down, notice what happens here once it's really slow. Can you see the ice block moving away?
So I'm looking at it on my laptop because the one that you have up here is really choppy.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I don't know why.
It's a few seconds behind.
Okay. Well, first of all, this rises on its own.
Oh, there we go.
It rises on its own, but the other part is it doesn't have the expected inertia. And I will make the table. I think I have the table actually. Okay. Let me know. Yeah, it's best if it's. I don't know why it's choppy. It might be the connection or something.
No, it's what's your on the Teams? You know, like, but if I view it on the laptop where I have the stream up, it's fine.
Okay.
I can see
it was just a few seconds. Yeah, but like, do you grasp what's happening here? How the center of mass is over here, and according to mainstream physics, that's not supposed to happen. And there was actually a hit piece on Eric Lightweight, and that's why I made the video, because there was a hit piece on him that they have no idea what they're talking about. This is Cambridge University did a hit piece. There's also the biggest YouTube channel, Veritasium, had a hit piece on him, and they're like absolute like lying dirtbags. One of the worst things I've ever seen. Okay, so here is if you go back to the Cambridge. Okay, yeah, so here's Cambridge one. So here is what's supposed to happen. Can you see my photo right here? Wow,
yeah, so if we follow the conventional laws, what should we be seeing with this gyroscope and ice cube?
The ice block, the center of mass should be stationary. If they're like, the center of mass should not be moving laterally. If there's no lateral forces on the system, so the only force.
So the ice block should be stationary. It shouldn't be moving.
No. The ice block should be moving. The center of mass is not the ice. So see this.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The ice block should be okay.
Can you see this? This is the Cambridge University mainstream physics. There are no lateral forces, so the center of mass system must stay above a fixed point. Do you get what I'm saying? But you can see that in the video once it slows down. So in other words, where did it go? So right here, right here. So if you go near the end, once it's losing a lot of its spinning speed, now you can see the ice block moving away. Can you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's because it's regained its mass. It's regained that's what's supposed to happen. And Cambridge University, the mainstream physics says that's what happens all the time. And I show no, it's variable depending on the speed of this.
Wow, that when you put it like that is crazy.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's variable. So the actual inertia there is variable, and the thing is, it's not even there's no debate either. It's just variable. It's not a question of whatever. And this is mainstream physics. Mainstream physics is just straight up wrong. I actually had a 22-hour video called Anti-gravity part 6, objects in rotation defy mainstream physics. This is literally, and also discovered MES duality. That's another deep mumbo jumbo. So that's 22 hours, basically saying all the everything about spinning is they just get it wrong. Anyways, going back into okay, one more. I'll just actually this is, I think I have the table right here. This is I think this was induction. Okay, so I think I posted the image right here somewhere. I think he had it, but I'll see if I can find it. Otherwise, I'll have to go look for it somewhere else. But anyways, I'll have to look for another one. There was a table there. Okay, so I'm gonna close some stuff. I'm gonna download this one. This is the vortex coil how it's made, and I'm very, very intrigued. I didn't know all this stuff happening to Daniel Nunes. So because once I saw that magnet spinning, like I saw it years ago when the vortex coil, there's a magnet spinning rapidly. I'm like, that's just uniquely happening. Anyways, and then here's another one just to illustrate it further. This was Eric Lightweight's demonstration, and it's like nobody's gathering what he's saying. Like nobody in the world. And I'm like, see this right here? This is
the same.
This was experiment.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense, and we'll get into some of the videos that I have in the list that I sent you. One of them is understanding magnetism, and it's the same idea. Is if you look at it a different way, it starts to make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I'll play this, and then we'll go straight back into vortex everything. Here's the one just to illustrate it. What he was doing.
So firmly secured. Then
so here's what he's doing. Here's it is without spinning. What happens?
You saw me bending over the pelt and bucket.
So if you just drop this, it will snap this piece of wood.
When it lines up with that shadow there, then that is the correct height to give the same velocity at the bottom as we hit it before. And this time, I hope, fingers crossed.
Okay.
Not quite.
Almost. It's gonna break it now. Okay, so it snaps the piece of wood there. You see that? You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm not sure how delayed are you, but you can see he snaps a piece of wood by dropping. This is non-spinning. But if it was processing at the exact same speed, it wouldn't snap the wood. It would just bounce off as if nothing. So here it is. Here it is when he spins it up.
Here we go.
See that? It just touches it.
That? As soon as it touches the rod, drops like a stone and...
Okay, did you see what happened or no?
Huh. Yeah.
So if it's spinning, the precession. So again, I think precession is pretty much the key to. I think it's probably the key to everything, including magnetism. And I have another video.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like an object that's big enough in space, if it's spinning, it's creating its own gravitational field. So there's a definite link between gravity and objects and spinning motion.
Yeah. And this is a thumbnail here for this is one of the person named Francis McCabe. He actually died recently, or actually 10 years ago. But he a big supporter of Eric Lightweight. So when we talk about over unity and so on, in terms of torque over unity, a gyroscope precession is like 1000x over unity.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but there's dozens of examples of over unity happening that people just don't realize.
No, I know, but see this number right here. That's 1000. A lot of people say, "Oh, well,
yeah, that's insane." 10%. I believe it, though. I believe it.
Yeah, because it's like you could spin a giant. If something's processing, it doesn't take any more, and doesn't take any much more energy to do. Like a precession, it's can do it on its own without any barely any input. And we'll get to that later. But anyways, let's go back into the thing. Otherwise, we're gonna be here for 4 days. Okay, June 14th. I'm gonna share this 1 second. I'm gonna post it somewhere in my personal diary. I'll post it right here because this is quite fascinating. I didn't realize because I have a lot of videos about Trump. June 14th, Eric Lightweight, like my hero. All right, is also born on Trump, the one I did like Antichrist videos about. Anyways, that's okay. I'm gonna start closing stuff, and now I'm gonna just so we can go back into the show right here. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we went over a whole bunch of that, and here is this stuff right here, and yeah, so I just want to see how do you want to go further into this in this stream? What do you want to do? You want to show a demonstration, show the videos? Which one do you want to dive in? Because we got
so. How much time do you have? Like, what do you usually go to?
I don't want to go too basically I want to try to limit to 3:30, so basically an hour plus more. But if we can go.
Okay, that should be enough time.
We can keep going to finish everything though. So the longest I've done was 5 hours.
So
I'm like that's too much. Yeah. All right.
So for starters, let's play that clip that I have sent you. What is energy recycling? Because that goes into a little bit more detail about what the Lightning Thief system is that I'm working with currently is doing. I want to emphasize that I don't know if it's over Unity. It has indicators that it is getting a little bit more output. My initial video was wrong in the reading of, I think I labeled it 150% efficiency or something like that. We don't know exactly how much efficiency it's getting, but we know it's beating pretty much everything comparing to it off the shelf that you can buy currently. So if you want to play that clip, it'll give you a little bit more detail on what energy recycling is in the context of this system.
Okay, I'm just gonna move some stuff here and then move this over stream there. Okay, close some stuff. This was a redemption story. Was this the one? This was.
Yeah, so this is a chapter from that full video if you guys want to watch it.
Yeah.
It's 0 Point Energy Part 2, a redemption story.
Okay, and which part do you want? Because you had a timestamp. It looks like 686.
It's already loaded, so you just play it right now.
Okay. I just want to accidentally press S there. Okay.
Michel Morel took the concept further, developing a modified Joule Thief circuit, a breakthrough that allowed us to effortlessly tune our coils into resonance. From that, I adapted and evolved the system into what it is today, the Lightning Thief. More than just a device, it became the key to unlocking something bigger, a practical, affordable, off-the-grid energy solution. The results have been staggering. This is energy recycling. 15.5 hours of continuous power compared to just 2.5 hours off of a standard inverter. While this traditional inverter already maxes out at 88.5% efficiency, we're breaking every limit with my Vortex coil system. This standard DC to AC inverter will only run for 2.5 hours on 12.2 watt hours of energy, but my system provides energy for a whopping 15.5 hours off of the same 12.2 watt hours. That's over 6 times more efficient. Not only that, the system will keep powering my lights well past 12 volts on the battery. This isn't just an upgrade, it's a new industrial revolution. While my traditional inverter, which is operating at 88.5% efficiency, can only power my 40 watt panel at 6.5% brightness for only 3.5 hours, my system uses the same 12.2 watt hours and keeps the lights running for over 15 hours and beyond. While the inverter only stops at 12 volts, my system keeps going, pulling energy from somewhere we can't still fully quantify. And yet, this is only the beginning. I set out to create something that anyone could access. No patents, no corporate interference, just open source technology for people. Now, I'm working on making coil kits available so that even those without the means to build can experiment, innovate, and take this even further. This isn't just a redemption story. This is the start of a new industrial revolution. I call it energy recycling, and we're just getting started. So how does energy recycling actually work? It starts with something called negative electricity. What is negative electricity, you ask? Negative electricity, sometimes called back EMF or cold electricity, is the current generated by a collapsing electromagnetic field created by the coil when it's pulsing. Every time that coil field collapses, it generates electricity that most electrical engineers will ground out and regard as background noise that is unwanted. Back EMF can be destructive and unpredictable when you don't have your system in resonance. This is because Lenz's law states that any collapsing electromagnetic field will generate current that opposes the current which created it. meaning in the conductor that makes the coil, we have a ton of extra energy from the vacuum ready to be collected. So how do we collect this back EMF? Well, right now, the two waves are creating destructive interference. What we need is constructive interference. By forcing the energy in both directions, when in resonance, you create a standing wave of energy. This makes two counter-rotating electromagnetic fields that are condensed and compressed on top of each other in such a way that establishes a 0 point on the equatorial plane between them. By fine-tuning the frequency of the AC signal going into the coil, we can use that back EMF and, analogous to a surfer, ride that original wave all the way back to the source instead of fighting against the current. By creating this constructive interference between the back EMF and the hot energy, we can theoretically obtain efficiencies beyond a COP of 1 without breaking any known laws of physics. Remember, by closing yourself off to this back EMF, you're making a closed system. The system I have here is an open system. That means the lightning thief is not ignoring the reaction from the vacuum. It is taking advantage of it. To nature, this field collapse represents instability, and the universe always strives for balance. In this way, it is not free energy. It is a mutual exchange from the vacuum. We can more accurately label this type of method of back EMF capture as energy recycling. As noted by many respectable scientists, such as Lieutenant Colonel Tom Bearden, by creating an instability in your system, nature pushes back and tries to stabilize it by giving you more to work with. It really is just that stupidly simple. Imagine pushing someone on a swing.
But then he breaks.
Oh, there it is. And there's Joe Rogan. No.
Yeah, and then it goes into Joe Rogan video.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because it reminds me, how the Jewel Thief works. Basically, you have like the two coils and like counter rotating on top of each other, and then somehow you capture that. No, that's epic stuff there. No. And the other thing I wanted to say is, so you're saying that this setup that you have, the other one was two, what were the numbers again? How long was the original?
So off of 12.2 watt hours of energy on the same battery, we get about 3 hours off of a standard inverter. And the efficiency is actually closer to like 75% on the inverter, but it doesn't matter. We're getting phenomenal gains past that. So we can't accurately quantify like the power factor, but we can definitively say, oh, we're getting this much more performance or efficiency out of our system than this standard 75% efficient inverter, right? And
okay.
I think the important thing, and I think the important thing to note here is that, there's a difference between this Jewel Thief system and standard Jewel Thief systems, right? And there's a couple of key differences. The main one being the geometry of the coil, right? You have the ABA coil that we're using in the Jewel Thief. Most people don't use that kind of coil. And the second most important difference is we're trying to tune not just the capacitor and the inductor, right? The coil with the capacitance of the system. We're also tuning the light source as well, because the light source acts as a capacitance and an impedance of some sort. So we have to take that into account. If we want a fully resonant system, all the components have to be in sync, right? So that's something that I kind of like came to the conclusion of after the fact, after I got the system running pretty good. And then I got this nice oscilloscope, and I was able to see, like I probed the system in different places, and it's like the same exact characteristics of this waveform that I've been calling a resonant pulsed waveform. So this is a part of my synthetic AC hypothesis. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier is, I think everybody using the Jewel Thief kind of had all the pieces there for synthetic AC, but they didn't really know what they were looking at because they didn't have the system fully in tune. And when you do have the system fully in tune, a couple of things happen. Most notably, you get this very intricate and interesting wave pattern with certain characteristics, and no matter where you probe it in the system. Like, I guess inadvertently, I kind of uncovered what appears to be a new class of electrical waveform. Basically, something that bridges the gap between traditional alternating current and modern pulse DC systems. So, I wanted to try to understand the system. I wanted to try to understand how it was so efficient, how it was doing the things it was doing. And before I had the oscilloscope to kind of understand, I had to try to, visualize the energy, pulsing in my head, so I envisioned the front pulse of the front EMF, the forward EMF, right? And then I imagined the back EMF pulsing and kind of chasing it and kind of like the perfect timing. And what I saw in my head was, it's kind of producing a pulsed synthetic AC current, right? And that's kind of what we pick up with the amp clamp. We get a strong alternating current being picked up, which doesn't really happen in joule thief circuits. It may be a couple milliamps, but nothing as strong as what we're seeing. And I think the most notable indication is we're able to power this 40-watt panel, which is an AC panel. It doesn't power with DC, right? You plug it into a battery without this system, and it's not going to do anything. You need some kind of inverter.
Okay, and then also I was gonna just see if you can simplify it in just because I don't have an electrical engineering background. I have a civil engineering, but I wanted to but like I'm trying to learn a whole bunch on electrical engineering and so on, but like on my own. So basically, I wanna, if you can break it down. So you're saying right now you have a battery connected to it, or is it to the socket? Or like how are you? What's the first setup?
Right now, the 40-watt panel, well, you'll see right here on the wall.
And another thing is because you had
that's hooked up to a 12.
Okay. Another thing before
it's up to a 12-volt battery.
Okay, so you have a 12-volt battery. And the other thing I want to say is like you have a coil right here, and what's the other coil? The one that's so you have a coil there, but then you also have the.
So this is.
Is this separate from the?
So this is the difference. Yeah, this. So that's the lumen lamp. What you just saw there. Yeah. That's Michel Morel's design.
Yeah.
He designed that. He open sourced it. You can go and build one right now if you want to. It's using the same exact circuit. It's using the modified joule thief circuit, but it's using a different coil. And it's specifically it has a swappable coil set, and it has a different potentiometer on there, so it has a different set of resistance to match the the different coil. So it is pretty efficient for a nightlight. One of its main features is it will power the light off of a half-dead battery that most you won't be able to use anymore. Normally you just throw it out or something. This would be able to be used. You let it sit for a minute and it regains some of its charge for the system to use because it is utilizing back EMF capture. But the difference between this system and the lightning thief system, and we'll see this in the video in a second if you want to play it, cue it up in a second. It's the synthetic AC video. The difference is not all the components are completely in sync, and we don't have the geometry for the coil specifically. And I think that's the main difference, is the geometry for the coil isn't enough to eliminate most or all of the resistance at an atomic level. That's the theory, at least. So what you'll see is it's a close waveform to the resonant pulse waveform of the lightning thief, but it's not the same. And let me explain, because you're probably a little confused, but so this waveform is
no, I'm more basically I'm trying to like break it down for using like just simple terms for my understanding. But the other thing I wanted to make a point, because you said 15 hours. Like, have you recorded this as well, or I think that would be a good idea, just having an actual full live stream of it, just the two comparison. And then
I could try.
Or
I could try, but I work. And I can't
Or you could send it to
have
me.
It streaming.
Send it to me, and I'll do those streams. Actually, I've done something like that for my gyro experiments. But yeah,
sure. Maybe on the weekend, actually, I could probably set something like that up.
Yeah,
I could definitely do it though. It's possible. I mean, this.
Yeah, just leave it in the
I
garage
use this light all the time.
Okay.
I have to charge the battery like once every 3 or 4 days. It's
and another thing is, how does that compare with just the regular socket, or like just using just a regular electrical socket? Like, how does that compare? Because you're using a battery that you're charging, and the thing is, like, if you can get the numbers.
If you were to plug, if you were to plug this this thing into the wall, it would shine a lot brighter. Okay, the system isn't producing 100% brightness on the panel. I do have some theories on how we can increase the brightness a little bit, and we've brought it up significantly since the 6.5 percent in the video. I brought that up past 10%. Just by using what I call a resonance relay, which is a simple little diode that you place on the output of the positive rail of the system. And it just, what it does is it acts as a backstop. So nothing gets sent backwards, So it helps capture some of that lost energy. But anyways, yeah, so the system will not be as bright as just plugging it into the wall, but it's way more efficient.
You really understand that part, because like at the end of the day, numbers and money savings is like how these technologies get picked up. Because a lot of people, even though even for example the gyroscopes discoveries that I made, it's literally, and Eric Lathwood made, it's groundbreaking. But it's because of the current situation where in my view everything's covered up, the average person is not interested unless it saves them money. So that's kind of what I mean. So,
well, I mean, other than doing live streams, I really don't have to turn on any of my lights. This is my main light source.
yeah. So like if you were to put it in a monetary value, how much money are you saving by using that as opposed to plugging into the
maybe a couple of dollars, nothing major. I think the point is this technology isn't revolutionary. It's not going to corner anybody in the market, right? No. And that's not what I want to do anyways. I want to avoid that. What it would be useful for practically, if you want, like a practical application for it, is if you go camping. So you go camping, you want lighting for the entire week. And you don't have to charge the battery. You get a little cheap $20 12-volt battery that'll power all your, lighting for your camping trip for an entire week. That's
pretty
good. Pretty good deal,
well,
I think.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's okay. You got me sold. All right. How much do I buy and when?
Right. So I mean, it does have its uses, but it's not going to corner the market. Like I said, it's more of like a proof of concept.
No,
than anything.
No, I understand that part. Yeah, but if there was money in the market, like if someone, if a Tesla company was like literally taking that, how far do you think they can take it if they actually started using your principles there?
Let me put it to you this way. Daniel Nunez himself said that every one of these coils has the ability to levitate. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Really? Okay.
You let your imagination do the rest.
Okay. So that's probably why he's gone then. All right. We found out. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because anti-gravity is pretty much what I am all about.
It is the subject that will get you shut down faster than any of them else. Yes.
Yeah, and this is the one where again, I'm pretty sure. Well, first of all, my view, gyroscopes are anti-gravity, but that's more of a technical setup. These are the Atwood machine experiments. Like have you heard about the Boyd Bushman magnet drop tests? The ones with magnet.
Boyd Bushman. He sounds familiar. Remind me. I might have.
He's a Lockheed Martin engineer.
Oh yeah, the guy with the alien photo.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. So he said that he did experiments where he bolted magnets in repulsion together. And then he dropped them, and they went down slower than gravity. So he went above his.
Wow.
So that's what he said.
I have the. I have this. Where is it?
Yeah. So this was where. Okay, go on. Okay. Where's Mr. Okay, there's the.
Michelle Morel sent me this a while ago, and I still haven't found a use for it, but it is going to be useful for something. I just need to experiment with it more. But it's basically two magnets glued with, I think it's the south facing each other. I can't remember if it's the north or the south.
Are they permanent magnets or are they electromagnets? Those are electromagnets, right? No, I see it, but those are... So he has two coils. Amazing. So they're coils, not
he has a
electromagnet.
So he has a
Okay.
Yeah, no. There's two magnets in here.
Permanent magnet.
Permanent.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Glued.
Yeah.
But it has a bifilar coil wrapped around it. We call it the paradox box. So supposedly it has the ability, I think, to step up current in some way. I haven't figured out how to use it though. But no, it's just interesting you said that, because that has to do with the ability of this this device's ability to, I think, step up current is, those two magnets glued with, the same poles touching each other.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think there's something to it. I'll show you quickly, and then we'll go back to your experiments. All right. Okay, where is Mr. All right. All right, there you are. Yeah. So I was gonna say, yeah, definitely magnets or repulsion. I think that's another. I think it's a highly understudied setup there. So John Hutchison's friend actually, he did the first experiment I've ever seen, where he dropped the magnets and repulsion through the copper through a copper tube, but like a 6-foot one. So so then I actually told him, hey, can you do these again? But I want you to film them all properly and so on. So then I actually collaborated with him, and then so here's the numbers for them. Here is a magnet, just a normal magnet. This is a 6-foot copper tube. This is just before we get to the anti-gravity one. This one it gave me I think this one is also pretty amazing. So if you drop a regular magnet through a 6-foot copper tube, it falls down in 57 seconds. Okay. And then
so I'm not a physicist, but my understanding is, if you have the same drag coefficient of objects, they'll fall at the same rate, right? 32 feet per second. Or they should.
Well, this has the Lenz's law, mumbo jumbo. This is the copper tube. So you know the eddy currents. This is a magnet. So you know how it's supposed to slow down.
Oh, okay. It's a copper tube. Okay, never mind.
We'll do the other one after. That's the Atwood machine, which I'll get to. So this one is just.
Okay, so you're talking. Okay, you're talking about dropping a magnet through a magnet or a tube that's going to make it float, basically.
Yeah, this one is a precursor to the one I'm talking about. This is the one with no tube. This one here, just to illustrate, with magnets and repulsion, which has never been done before. Besides, what's his Paul Mueller.
That's interesting.
So John, but just look at the numbers though. Look at the numbers. So 57 seconds for a magnet. 37 seconds when you glue them together. No, not glued. Just
it's faster when it's glued to.
No, it's not glued. No, this is attraction, not glued. No, glued is slower. So
it's not glued.
Okay, look. You have a magnet. This is a second one. Just I got them mixed up. Okay, this the middle one. Is 37 seconds when you have them in attraction. So it's double the weight. So do you know what I'm saying? It's double the weight.
Right. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, not glued, but that one's attracted. The third one is glued.
The third one is glued, but remember this: it's double the weight of this one. The double the weight of it, so it has a bigger magnetic field, but it's still too slow. I mean, it's still faster, way faster than regular magnet. And then if you glue them together in opposite, in repulsion, it's 72 seconds. So it's literally doubled the attraction one, and it's more than the one magnet, even though the weight is doubled. So this one is very
interesting. That one went faster too.
No, the middle one is faster. This one is slower, 72 seconds.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting. That one went faster.
Yeah. So if you ask Grok or ChatGPT initially, they'll tell you that it would go down like maybe a tiny bit slower or fast. Yeah, it wouldn't give you this number. It wouldn't give you much until later. But anyways, so and that's 6 foot, but it looks.
Well, this is a really simple experiment that I can do.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah. So that is here's the one at the end here. These are the I put them all together. The mag. So here's all the experiments. As you can see how long it takes. It's literally like floating in the air. See the one on the right?
Mm-hmm.
And I put them all together, compared them. But anyways, it falls down.
Once again, the individual magnets of the dropped.
And also the magnetic field strength is like super high in the center of the magnets and repulsion. It's like much higher than the actual rating of the magnet. The magnet, you can see this. Let's see if I have a table right here just to illustrate, because you're good with numbers. And this would be and I have an Excel file for it. So here's on the. Okay, so here's something YouTube has started doing. YouTube, if you click links to Hive and Odyssey now, they block they pretend like something went wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? They've literally doing anti-competitive tactics right now. So literally
sons of bitches.
Yeah, and Odyssey is so to get to the link, I need to copy the actual link manually and then open it. They won't open the link anymore.
Or you can right click it and you might be able to do it through the context menu that pops up.
Well, the thing is, the actual link itself, right? It is a YouTube link. If it's the actual link is a YouTube.
Oh,
link,
if you put it in there. Oh, I see.
So you need to copy and paste because they're not doing it anymore. And Odyssey actually on Twitter. Odyssey on Twitter. So you go. They actually said that why are they deleting? So they actually made a. YouTube is being accused of censoring links to Odyssey, a competitor video platform. So it's like YouTube is blocking Odyssey links, and not just Odyssey, Peaked or Hive links. So anyways, so go to that the notes right here, and I have all the stats here. So here's the can you see the Gauss reading? Here's the Gauss readings of the magnets. So these are the strong ones. It's 5,000 and then negative 5,000 on the ends of a normal magnet. If you put them in repulsion, I mean attraction, it's 5,800, 5,700 negative. But then if you put it in repulsion, you get a negative 8,600 in the center, and then positive 58 on the edges. So it's like what's going? It's like a giant sine wave. You see this giant sine wave of like polarity?
Yeah, there's something happening and that's what I was told with the paradox box is when you glue those magnets together, something happens in the center where the blotched wall is.
Yeah, definitely. And now we can go. Now it's the big one, which I'm doing the next level setup here. This is the Boyd Bushman one, but he would just drop it manually, but from a high height. But what I did is I used an Atwood machine. So a subscriber actually gave me an idea and actually bought this for me. So do you know what an Atwood machine?
Wow.
Do you know what Atwood machine is? Can you see what this is?
No.
It's just a rod with two pulleys. So like if they're the same weight, they don't move. If you have this one slightly heavier, it will go down slower. Like it will go down.
I see.
Yeah, but so in other words, now you're operating with a slowed gravity environment, so you can actually measure things much more slowly. Think of it as falling in slow motion.
That's cool, but you're maintaining the same rate it would fall compared to the other object.
No, yeah. So now you can compare something without needing a high speed camera. You get it?
That's cool. No, that's pretty cool.
So instead of something dropping in like 0.3 seconds, now it takes 3.5 seconds. So here's the magnets in attraction. Is the average? This is a 3.5 seconds. This is 4 seconds. So literally half a second slower with magnets and repulsion. And I'll actually be presenting in December, maybe around December to the anti-gravity APEC conference. They want me to present.
Oh, you're going to APEC.
But they want to live stream or just a interview / on it. Like, you know, APEC, you know that the Tim Ventura?
Yeah, I emailed Tim. He was initially interested in my synthetic AC hypothesis, but he never emailed me back.
Okay, yeah. So he asked me. He wants me to present this because one of his other person in his nose is also working on this, but without the Atwood machine. So just to give you an example, how the Atwood machine is. We'll play it right here. So here's the setup. I have 3 of them. There's on the left one is going to be, on the right is a non-magnet. There's a non-magnet. There's a timer. Non-magnet, magnets and repulsion is center, and then magnets and attraction is on the left. See what happens?
It's in repulsion or in the center, and the non-magnet is on the right.
And then see once you drop it, and then I drop it now. See how this one goes down slightly slower? See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a take on the Boyd Bushman experiments. But the thing is, I'm still not satisfied to say that's anti-gravity because it's still too small of a difference. But if you calculate the actual expected one, it's.
Well, I mean, people are always going to say something. Oh, the equipment's interfering with it, and yada yada yada.
Yeah, well, to me,
there's
it's
always
going to
be something.
Yeah, but here's the Boyd Bushman one. He would just drop it from a high height. Someone replicated his experiment. So here's Boyd Bushman. This guy, and also notice what happens when you glue them together. There's 2 block walls.
See that? That's cool.
So this was 1.
Yeah.
It merges 1, now it's just 2. And on the outer edge, there's like literally no divergence. It's all just like one thin line, which is quite interesting. So and also when I filmed it, it actually blew up. The glue actually blew up. Like the glue wasn't strong enough. But luckily, right after I filmed it, like this is how strong the magnets were. So but yes, anyway, so I used some epoxy strong glue. So I want to get to the Boyd Bushman one just to illustrate. There's a photo I have included of him. I think I included Boyd Bushman. And then so this was the I'm gonna go to the Boyd Bushman quickly. Boyd Bushman, right here. Okay, where is? Okay, yeah, they appear
That's the result.
Yeah. Here's Boyd Bushman. Yeah, apparently he got one at this Los Alamos or where was this at? Lockheed Martin. He actually got a certificate saying that he disproved Galileo. Because it drops. Okay, so here's the one just to illustrate. Yeah, here. This is the one I was trying to replicate, but without just gravity itself. So here's. And it's like films like a potato or something. So that's the one that that I'm like, this one is you can argue he dropped at different times or whatever. You can argue a lot of stuff. It's just not as clear. So anyways, so it's dropping there. So what I actually did yesterday was the start of the new test I'm doing is I'm building it. Basically I'm gonna do it over my balcony. So I have it. See, go all the way down. See if it plays. Okay. It should play now. Yeah, so I have it over my balcony. So now it's 13 feet. Let's see if it's... Yeah, there it is, video. So now I'm doing 10 times. So here's me yesterday. This is just a non-magnet. And look how high it is. I have a ladder on top of the balcony. So it's going high. And now it takes like 7 seconds to go down. See, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. So basically, if I can get it 1 second slower, and I do this 10 times so that it's less arguments, whatever. And I'll be presenting that at the conference once I do the other tests. And the other thing, a pro tip, if you want to remove glue, 1 second, I have a bunch of notes here. Or did I think where did I upload them? Okay, the videos are not uploaded yet. Anyways, yeah, so that's for another day. But yeah, so expect to see some possible groundbreaking results where, again, magnets and repulsion, I'm pretty sure they fall down slower. I'll confirm it with my balcony test, whether it is or not. But if you were to calculate the actual expected one with the Atwood, if you calculate acceleration rate of the Atwood machine, it's actually it's 58% slower acceleration than the expected. But anyways, okay, let's go back into the goods. All right. So let's go back into the goods. Yeah, so anyways, that Atwood machine one, I'll let you know once I upload the videos. Can be, I think, in my opinion, it might be groundbreaking. It might be irrefutable proof of anti-gravity. Because it's not supposed to go down slower. And this one will confirm it. So this is 13 feet in the air. All right, let's go further. So now, going back into this one here, so you're using just a battery. What size battery are you using for this? And so you charge the thingy, and you said it would only save a few dollars, but it would, like, for how long? For 1 month, how much would you save if you use this instead of your socket? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Okay, no wonder. You're muted. Oh, Ben, you're muted. Yes, I was wondering. I was saying stuff and then didn't hear it. You're muted, Ben. Guys, okay, muted. Ben is muted.
Hello?
Okay, there you are. You're back. Okay, I was talking and I didn't...
Yeah, it switched to my other mic. I don't know why. But so that's not the device. I don't know what the efficiency is or what you would be saving with that one. That's a portable kind of like night lamp.
Okay, and then this one, this is the other guy you mentioned. Okay, so that's not the one. Yeah, so this is the one.
What I would say, I would probably save a couple $1 a month, and maybe like 4 tops.
4
is if I use this light, right?
Yeah, but that's one.
Me.
No, but that's the thing. That's one light, and you're saving $4. And the thing is, can you get a scaled up one to power your computer or something else?
So that's a big question because you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to increase the current. It seems like the current is dependent on the load. Honestly, it, like, whatever you attach to it kind of adjusts.
Okay.
To a certain extent. I haven't really pushed it with a lot of voltage yet, though. So I have a feeling if I push it with more voltage, we'll see more efficiency. But again, like I think the most that I put in the coil so far is like 2430 volts. And some of the effects that people who have replicated Nunez's experiments didn't actually see anything interesting until they used at least 60 volts or more. But again, they're using a different kind of coil and, somewhat different system. So.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
But if you want to.
Yeah, because like with me, it's like with this kind of stuff. That's why I say like anti-gravity is the one where you'll get like regular people like just regular people will go out of their way because it just frees up the imagination, like what's possible. Free energy one, it's got to be I always think, how is it practical use in terms of like even $4 a month, I'll take it. It's still pretty good if you can. But yeah.
Well, like I said, it's still a work in progress. Like really, I want to get the technology in more people's hands, not to get them to save money necessarily at this point, but to help me in researching the device.
Yeah. No, definitely. And the thing is, how long does it take you to make one? Because I was wondering if I can like buy one off you. Because
I'm in the process of trying to make some coils and stock the shop. I know I was supposed to have some like 6 months ago, but obligations with work and life kind of got in the way. I'll see what I can do because I am trying to make more coils. It doesn't take me that long to make one. The main problem I've been having is trying to like one of the most difficult problems, or the difficult parts of making the coil, to be honest, is not actually winding it. But when you get all done and you have to make all the connections and you have to find, oh, this is the end of this wire, right? You have to find the same wire. Sometimes that could be difficult. And that's just with my personal experience with these coils. I don't know if it's the technique I use, but it takes me a while sometimes. Like I still haven't found all of the connections for this one here. But yeah, no, that's the hardest part. Once I do that, it usually doesn't take me very long to get it running and stuff. I mean, outside of that process, I'd say for the whole coil, we made one on a workshop like 5-6 hours.
Wow.
Maybe a little more.
Okay, and then the other thing is the sizing of it. Does it have to be like? It seems to be just pretty big. There's a lot of open spaces in the on the coil. And also, have you tested out just doing just generic kind of windings, or does it always have to be the specific vortex numerology?
So we're not actually using Daniel's coil because obviously his shop is down. I have somebody in the process trying to recreate some of his coil designs, but what I'm using right now for this one is a Dragon 7 coil. So you can see that in the do-it-yourself guide, the handbook that I provided everybody. There's a link to that. You can go. It's a open source coil frame. You can buy the schematics. Or no, I don't think you buy them. I think you can get them for free. But either way, you get them and you just print it out yourself. But it's using the vortex-based mathematics principles for its spacing and all that. Which variation? I have no idea. I think it's the ABHA variation. I'm pretty sure that's what Jordan from Alchemical Science said. It's one of his recommended coils. And he actually has a couple of coil frames as well that you can grab and test out. I mean, ideally, we want to test out as many different kinds of coils as possible, vortex coils, because there's different spacings you can do. Obviously, there's different winding patterns. And specifically what my theory is you might get more efficiency if you change the ratio. And I think this is what Daniel Nunez had different about his coils rather than the coils that we're using is the spacing between the inner and outer the ratio between the inner and outer diameter of the coil is 1:2 on ours. It was closer to the golden ratio, which is like 1:5 or something like that. So I have a feeling that closing that up a little bit in the center will compress the magnetic field and make it a little bit more even and stable, maybe provide a little bit more efficiency.
Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating stuff. And yeah, there was let's see, there was more links you wanted to go over as well that you had showing there. What else did you want to show?
So I wanted to show the video on the difference because until you see the difference visually of the resonant pulsed waveform compared to something else, you're not going to understand really as a, somebody without a background in electronics and stuff. So I think it's important for the audience to get a visualization of what I'm talking about when I mean the system's in almost perfect resonance with all the components of the system. So if you want to queue up that synthetic AC video, and I'll kind of describe what's going on.
All right. This one right here. So this is the so this is not your coil. This one is that other person's coil. This is the one you're connected to it, or this is just the
so
connected to this lamp. Can you explain it just a bit again? So this is the coil that you made, and this is the other coil that's connected to a lamp.
So yeah, we're comparing two devices here. We're comparing the lumen lamp, which you see in the foreground right there.
Okay.
That's Michel Morel's design. Yeah. We're comparing that with the device in the background. You see the lightning thief. We're comparing waveforms on the oscilloscope, and it's using the same exact circuit, right? Just different coil, and different capacitance and a different load. But it's the same exact circuit. Basically.
Okay. So it's the same circuit, just different. You just swapped up the coils, and they're both bipolar, or basically.
They're both bifilar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's basically the Joule thief setup. Where you have two intertwined, opposite windings coils together. Is that a proper description?
Yeah. Both of them have. Yeah, both of them are essentially two coils in one.
Yeah. Okay. And oppositely wind. I'm just to see if I get my knowledge correct. So they're both and they're wound up in opposite directions, or
I'm not too sure. The caduceus coil here is Michel's coil.
Okay.
I haven't actually wound one yet, so I'm not positive how he has his wound. But it is kind of like, I think it is kind of crisscross, so I think it is one clockwise, one counterclockwise, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That's usually how we've been doing it.
Yeah. And basically, so his winding and then this winding, and also, once we go through it, also deficiency, because you're saying yours is much more efficient, and I'm just thinking, what's the main difference between these two? Well, this has a big air gap in the, or whatever. What's inside that big vortex coil? Is it just a?
So that's they're both air gap. They're both air coils, but the main difference between the two coils is the geometry. See that the pancake coil is more flat. The coil in the background, the vortex coil, is more in the shape of a vortex, right? It's more.
No, I understand that.
It's more of a.
But I mean, is like this one has a small air gap there, so because like what I like doing is I try to isolate each specific characteristic on its own, and then to see if that has any changes. So like, yeah, this has a different geometry, but it's also just much bigger, like fatter, with nothing inside. This one is like all condensed.
It's gonna be able to handle a lot more current in the wire. And we're gonna definitely be getting a different range for our readings and voltage and stuff. But in terms of the waveform, as you'll see in a minute, it's similar, but it's not the same. So it's hard to explain unless I actually show you. So if you want to play the video.
I'll play it. Yeah. And also, is this music copyright claim, or is it just all your own?
No, that's my music. I AI generated it.
Okay, so. Epic. Yeah. I started using some AI generated because I absolutely hate copyright music. All right, go on.
So we now have the oscilloscope hooked up to positive of the lumen lamp output to the load, to the light. Okay, and look at this waveform. It's completely different. This is a different beast entirely. Okay.
So pause it real quick.
So it's the same circuit, different waveform.
Right, it's a different waveform, and the difference I'll explain in the video in a minute, but I'm going to explain it to you right now because you're probably confused. So right now you see kind of like this, it's not a perfect sine wave, right? There's this kind of like hitch in the middle of the peak on either side, right? It's kind of like a bell almost.
Mm-hmm.
So it's close to a sine wave, but it's not entirely a smooth sine wave. What we see with my system is a perfectly smooth sine wave.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So just play the video and you'll see a little bit more.
You don't have that ringing. It's a little bit, but not in the same
So
realm.
you see, that's macro scale. Now I'm zooming in on the micro scale of the.
Okay. So
we'll see the difference.
I'm gonna go back here. So you zoomed. Okay, so this is in, and then you zoomed in. Where are you zooming in towards? Like on the top part, or where is it at? How does it?
It generally zooms in the center of the screen, but the point is, you'll see in a minute the difference. There's 3 defining characteristics that are different that you don't see in this waveform, right? You see the smooth sine wave and the other, and then when you zoom in a little bit, you'll see these nested harmonics, and you don't really see that here. You see maybe like one kind of ringing or a couple of them ringing off of each other, but not in the same realm that you'll see in a minute. If you want to fast forward even, you'll see the other waveform.
Very interesting. And this is lightning.
There you go. So that's the difference.
So lighting. Okay, you got a whole bunch of magic going on. So it's got
so when you zoom in all the way, that's what you see. You see kind of like energy almost spewing out of either side, whereas the other waveform, when you zoomed in all the way, it was kind of almost just normal.
Oh yeah, so here's zooming out. I was trying to get this. So here's zooming out like that, and then when you zoom in, it just has regular ups and downs, peaks, and then it's like it has an up and down, and then a line and up and down. Okay.
Yeah, it's ringing a little bit. You can tell it's trying to ring a little bit. You know, like it's a little bit resonant, but it's not.
And then this one is
a fully resonant system.
And this one has like two different.
Yeah, see, that's the nested harmonics. These, when you zoom in from the sine wave, you'll get these nested harmonics, and then you zoom in even more, and you get that kind of like convergence point. And then you'll get those 3 characteristics no matter where you probe it on the system.
Really?
And that's the most important thing. Yes.
Well, this is fascinating. Okay.
And even I've even had a probe on the input and the output, and you see it in different colors, and it's slightly a little bit more on the output.
Okay, and have you asked AI what's going on here? Let's see if I can.
I mean, I did, and it points to that my synthetic AC hypothesis. It points to evidence of my synthetic AC hypothesis, which is we're timing the forward and backward EMF correctly to work with each other in such a way that they produce kind of like this synergy between them, and you have like a synthetic AC, a synthetic alternating current.
So, and this is again, if you can, so synthetic AC, but. So you were the other one, because you mentioned the inverter. You're going from AC to DC, and then how does this play a role in that? So you have the battery. What is the battery?
So the coil itself, the system basically acts as an inverter, right? It's changing a DC signal to an AC signal.
DC to AC. Okay, and then
so it's taking the pulsed forward EMF, the pulse signal that you're putting into it from the lightning, or from the Joule Thief, that's pulsed DC, and then you're combining it with the collapsing field energy that's coming back. Normally that's destructive, but we're doing it in such a way that it's timed correctly, and it's resonant with each other, right? So it's a different way of thinking about the energy, because most people just take the back EMF and they dump it, right? It's destructive. It'll pop caps, it'll pop your capacitors like nothing. It'll fry your components. It's a huge impulse spike of energy, but it's wasted. What we're doing here is we're finding a useful way of utilizing it, and we're not breaking any laws that I know of. We're satisfying Ohm's law. Right, we have some loss in the system if you measure the DC, right? But if you account for the additional back EMF that's input into the system, I don't know what that actually accounts for efficiency-wise, but it's more than what we put in. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and it says your synthetic AC sine wave. This is zooming out more. I'm assuming.
Yeah, see, look how smooth that sine wave is compared to the other one. It's very interesting. I've never seen anything like this.
Okay, yeah. So
everybody that I've shown this to is just amazed.
So this is the other AC. So wouldn't this be also synthetic AC coming in from, or how does it? What would you?
So it is. Technically, it would be considered a type of synthetic AC, but it's not a resonant pulsed waveform. So the difference is the system isn't in full resonance.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one's not in resonance. So just looking at this again, I don't have electronics background. How could you tell it's not in resonance, just off the bat, or would you need to?
Again, these are just theories, right? But my theory is it's not in resonance because of the geometry of the coil. Now, if you look at what the vortex coil is supposed to be, Daniel himself said the vortex coil, the ABBA coil, is nothing more than an extension of the pancake coil. So it's taking the geometry of the pancake coil and taking it one step further. So the geometry being the variable here for determining, if you have a detectable magnetic field in a coil, right? So take a wire, you put energy through it. It's not going to produce a strong detectable magnetic field until you twist it into a coil shape. What's the variable there? The variable is the geometry.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility to think, you can take that one step further. The pancake coil might be more accurate, but then you take that one step further, the vortex shape is a little bit more accurate for the direction that energy actually wants to naturally flow in, right? We're getting closer and closer to that path of least resistance. It's not saying that it's not useful or it's not helpful in the system. It's definitely doing something useful, but it's not the same.
No, definitely. I'm just trying to wrap my head around. So this is the sine wave, because what would a regular inverter sine wave look like? What would the oscilloscope on just a conventional converter look like? Because it goes from DC. And also someone's asking, are all these experiments using direct current? That's what Rotary Matrix is asking.
Yes, they're all using direct current from a battery.
Okay.
And we're only using one transistor. Normally, if you want to produce a true AC sine wave, you have to have two transistors, right? So, there's a difference though between measuring this type of energy and measuring the sine wave that you would get out of a standard inverter. And this is something I also have to emphasize, is because we're utilizing the back EMF where normal systems aren't made for it. Like even our systems for reading the systems aren't really made to read them. So what you're doing when you're taking the probe to your system and grounding it to the other side, like of the transistor, so you have one on the base and one on the collector, right? You're grounding it and you're eliminating that back EMF that's coming into the system and being read, right? They tell you floating, it doesn't give you as an accurate of a picture of what's going on. That's true in most systems. And here, we kind of have to float the system, right? So there's a difference between how we read it in an inverter where we wouldn't be floating it, whereas in this system, we have to float it to get the signal because we want to read the back EMF, whereas grounding it, we won't be able to read that back EMF interaction on the oscilloscope, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So right off the bat, there's a different way that we have to measure this. But what you will see when you measure it on an inverter is you will see a smooth sine wave, but you zoom in and you're not going to see those nested harmonics or that convergent point. Yeah, it's just going to be a sine wave.
No, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like because I always compare with just mainstream because just to see exactly what is the point of like why aren't they taking over? Like what's the actual reason? Yeah. For any differences, because the thing is, I know anti-gravity free energy tech exists, and the question is, what is?
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It exists.
Yeah. So the question is, what is the stuff in the mainstream? What is like the blinder spot that's there? So basically, you're saying that in the regular inverter, they basically ground the back EMF, and then it gets a smooth sine wave, but you wouldn't get one of these where you zoom in and it gets a whole bunch of random stuff happening. Like
exactly. It would just be a wave. It would just be, like an up and down wave going up and down on your screen. It wouldn't have all those nested harmonics or whatever. That's very characteristic, but you will see the impulse if you do ground it on the transistor on the lightning thief. You will see the impulse like a Bedini type H wave.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. So I think that's another thing. When you do this comparison, if you also include just the inverter, just for people like me, just need to grasp all of it together.
No, that's
for
that's a
another-
good idea. I'll
yeah.
probably do that in a future video for sure.
Yeah. Basically, it's like you have the mainstream, you have the typical jewel thief slash this flatter design. Then you have the vortex one, and then one thing I think if I had your setup, I'll probably take that just that rounded shape. See if you just had regular like random loops as opposed to, or just regular base as opposed to a vortex itself. Would that make anything significantly different?
I'll tell you who's doing a lot of great work in that realm, though, of trying different geometries for coils is Gerald. And I could put his channel link in
Okay.
I don't know if I can give it to you in here. Yeah, there's a chat in here. Yeah, I'll give it to you. He does a lot of different experiments with different types of geometries for coils, and specifically vortex coils. And I think he even did one based off of a pattern for a mandala once, and he's getting crazy results. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah, I'll drop that in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, put it in there. I'll put it also in the notes and so on. Yeah, so no, that's pretty cool. So you literally showed it's got especially compared to this one. When you zoom into this one, nothing's really happening here. Yeah, no. So I understand it now. This one is literally just regular mumbo jumbo, and now you got some magic going on here. All right. Okay.
I had the idea in my head of what was going on. You know, I could visualize what was happening.
Yeah.
But until I had this oscilloscope, I couldn't really prove that. And then I saw this, and I was like, immediately, no, I knew what I was looking at.
No, this is groundbreaking just from looking at the difference between this one and that one. Okay. That's epic stuff. Okay, so where is he? And we'll see how much more we have, and I do want to see if we can run some stuff up. Monopole short, rodent coil chapter from Divine Science. Wattman. I'm gonna play the Wattman reduction when it plays back. This is Wattman reduction.
Yeah, play the Wattman reduction. I'm gonna try to find Gerald's channel real quick.
It's important.
Okay. Where's the Wattman? I'm gonna close some stuff. I think I have them all way off. Okay, I'm gonna close some stuff here. Close tabs to the right. Okay, so we close those. Go back here. Okay, Wattman reduction.
All right, everybody.
Okay.
Here's something really cool. We have the stereo method hooked up right now. Okay. 10 volts.
Okay, so he connects a stereo there to get, I believe that's to get the AC set up or whatnot.
From our power supply.
All right, I just put Gerald's channel in the chat there.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're using a mini board, a stereo amp board. Again, if we have time, we'll run the experiment for you. What I'm doing is taking a neodymium sphere and spinning it in the center. Now, Daniel Nunez demonstrated that by spinning a magnet in the center of these coils while they're being fed with a true AC signal like this at a specific frequency, you can, with a tone generator, you can reduce the input requirement for the system as a whole. Now, what this means is, you have a Wattman hooked up to the whole system on the wall. You plug it into the wall, and the wall's reading, say 30 watts coming out into the system. The system takes 30 watts to power up this, spinning this ball. When you get it spinning, it starts reducing the amount of energy it requires from the wall.
Yeah, that's quite fascinating.
Yeah.
I may have to re-upload your video on my if you could do like one with like a side view. I just if you don't mind, because I have an MES experiments like playlist, which anything that's groundbreaking I put it there. So I think because to me that's pretty groundbreaking. So like I have some.
It was one of the oh shit moments of my research. It definitely was, because we didn't just see, like, Daniel Nunez saw 1 watt in reduction.
Okay.
We saw 10, and then I got 30.
Okay, so if you don't mind, if you can film one professionally, like just make it professionally done, I'll edit. I'll do the edits and do the background context and so on, and I'll upload to my channel, and I'll give you a copy where you can re-upload it as well if you want. Because I saw this and I'm like,
Sure.
I'm like, this can't be real. Like this is like.
I know, right? It's so insane.
Yeah, I'm like, this can't be real. Yeah, just because and then I can upload it so on like this. And then this could be in my MES experiments one, which is anything groundbreaking. I put it here, and it's and
Oh.
yeah. To give you an example, I also have I have over 1,000 unlisted experiments, so unlisted videos, 1,000 or plus. Anyways,
We just gifted we just gifted 5 memberships. Congratulations everybody who got a membership.
oh wow, epic stuff. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, and also you got a donation there, and so on. Yes, you received a membership. Oh, so you gave a bunch of people there, or do you have a admin?
So every well, I don't have an admin in this stream. Sometimes I do, but every beginning of the month you get like 10 free memberships to gift away to your audience. You know that, right?
I did not know. I don't know.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they don't tell you. Somebody had to tell me this. But yeah, you can do it right now yourself if you go into the YouTube you know that studio page you were at where you had to click
Okay.
live. Yeah, just hit the little money sign at the bottom of the chat and gift your members. Just tell your members to enable gifts, and you can gift away some memberships at the beginning of the month. They'll give you like 10, I think.
Okay. I'll figure that out. Yeah, I think it's on the somewhere there. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
I'll do that. That's pretty cool there. But then they don't pay though. So how do you get them to become a member? They don't pay.
No, they pay you for those. I don't know, honestly. I'm not really sure how the money aspect of it works.
No, so the gift, but who's paying that gift membership? What does that mean though?
That's what I mean. I think they're paying you. I think it's a free I think it's a freebie, honestly. That's what I think.
That YouTube pays? I'm not sure because it's in
I don't know. Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll figure out later. It's but yeah, this is because I've seen people gift those. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. There's too many, and now there's a XP too. So now you can see top fans for some reason on the
Or
channel.
maybe you don't get any money. Maybe they just give them a membership for free. That's probably how it's going, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe there is no money involved.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Because I have a membership thing, but people got to pay $15 a month. I'm like, we got to make some money off these people. Just joking, but yeah. Anyways, I want to finish playing this one. Yeah, this one here also, again, like I was saying, if you can do a professional video and then I'll edit, and you get a copy, re-upload anyway.
Yeah, because I need to get that 30-watt reduction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
honest.
That's kind of what I mean. Like, make it your best one. And similar to what I've done with this one here, just like these experiments would have had the drop test through the tube. The original ones the guy had, he was actually there with John Hudson, and it was visiting his lab, and he was showing him some of the experiments, from like 10 years ago. And I'm like, man, this is like groundbreaking stuff, and nobody's doing it here. I'm gonna see if I could find the. I think I have one of the video. With them here. I'm gonna go quickly just to illustrate Hudson. It's only Hudson effect. If I go to Mueller, so this was see the original videos that he was having. It's literally with John and Nancy that visited him, and I had a stream with him and John and Nancy as well. So you can see there's John Hudson in Paul Mueller's Inventor 3's tent, and there's John right here. You see, there's John Hudson. And then he basically was replicating this. This is 14 years ago. And then he's putting this tube, the magnet in the tube.
Ready? We're going to drop this magnet.
So anyway, so I got him to professionally photograph it so that I can upload on the MES experiment. So anything that makes it on this MES experiments playlist, it's top level, top of the notch. I even included a homopolar one just because I realized, okay, that's a pretty simple one. But to me, it's top notch. Anyways, let's go back into this efficiency one. And we'll play this here.
At 140 milliamps, okay? We're going to spin this little neodymium magnet.
And you're spinning it via the that audio AC mumbo jumbo. So how does that work? You just connect the sound?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we have the coil hooked up to a mini board, a mini stereo amp board. And then I have the board hooked up via audio auxiliary cable to my laptop. and the laptop has a tone generator. We're feeding a frequency, and I have a specific tuning method that I utilize. But we're essentially tuning the frequency to get the neodymium magnet to spin as fast as possible, right? Without kind of slipping. And you'll notice that if you do it the wrong way, that doesn't matter if you get to the peak frequency that it spins fastest at, it will slip way before that if you don't do it like, it's very delicate. Like you have to switch frequencies in a, like either very slow and steady or very fast and steady. But you'll see I'm doing it in the video slightly. I'm kind of jamming up the frequency really fast but steady.
And the other thing I was gonna ask is, do you know the polarity? Oh, actually, no. It's not an actual. Is it a magnet? Is it actually a magnet ball or just a steel ball? What is it actually?
It's a neodymium sphere, so it's a magnet.
Okay. So then,
it's very powerful.
And do you know which axis it's spinning about? I'm assuming it's spinning about the poles. I'm assuming
to be honest, to be honest, that's a good question. I don't know how it would determine that with the equipment that I have, but that is a damn good question. I would like to know that too.
Yeah, so I would always draw it on, but I think I know which direction it is because this is part of my other experiment. Or not my
if you use the if you use the magnetic pole detector, the electronic one, and you're going up with the frequencies, this is how you find the magnetic monopole. And you'll see this in the do-it-yourself handbook guide. There's a video to basically at certain frequencies, and it's not all of them, but certain frequencies you'll hit with the coil going up in this closed circuit method with the stereo amp, you'll get a monopole or a pseudo monopole, right? Where you'll only register one pole. Usually it's the south pole. But there are certain frequencies that will trick you. And this is why I really emphasize if you want to do stuff like this, just please read the guide very carefully because in full, because there are certain frequencies where it will like blink, north, 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 south. So if you don't hold down the button and monitor it for like 30 to 60 seconds, you might pick up an inaccurate monopole detection, but it does produce a monopole at certain frequencies where it'll just be like north, 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 like what?
Yeah, no, that's fascinating.
Where's the fucking south?
Yeah, and also that's also interesting. Even when you have magnets and repulsion, when you have like thin, I think it was like thin, like thin magnets. It has some areas that's like only giving a north in the center, and then the outside of it is south. Like the actual center becomes like a pole, the outside doesn't. It's a weird one. This is from Paul Mueller's one. But anyways, but what I'm trying to say is I think I know which way it's spinning, based on the property of magnets that Fractal Woman Fractal Woman has done. I'm not sure if you've seen her channel. So I think
Fractal Woman has a lot of good videos. One of the videos about understanding magnetism I made is a clip of hers.
Okay, epic. So I actually So I actually I think I've uploaded. Let's see, where did I upload of hers? Yeah, so I have an extra MES physics playlist, and I included several of her videos. I also
I think it's important.
Yeah, going back here. This is
I think it's important to understand her. I think it's important to understand her analogy that I have in that video of understanding magnetism, because it's like understanding how magnets work and her description of how magnets work in that video. It opened up the world to me in understanding how these systems work. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like the foundational understanding of that's how magnets actually do what they do.
Yeah, definitely. And this is I got it from her. This is Faraday's paradox using iron filings. I actually so I had her on my show 2 years ago actually. And then
really?
Yeah, she's on my show because I've made some physics videos and of her work as well. So I asked her for basically I put a lot of her work in so here's the MES physics playlist. Like the magnetic isopotential lens that she talks about, and how she also says that the charges a magnet is just two charges put together. And also the isopotential one's pretty big. But here's the key one, and it's to do with Faraday's paradox. So like if you spin magnets, if you spin it about its axis where the poles don't change, nothing happens to iron filings. Have you seen this one or no? So see this right here.
No, I haven't seen this one. No.
So this is from I got it from Lori Gardy, yeah, from Fractal Woman. So then I basically made a professional one right here. So look at this right here. Here's iron filings. Here's put a magnet to a drill and spin it. And so if you move it, if you move it around laterally, it moves. But if you spin it,
it moves the iron filings. But if you spin it,
nothing happens. So watch. So now this is moving. I'm gonna start spinning it soon. Rotating has no effect.
That's interesting, but that makes sense. Cue up the video that I sent you of understanding magnetism.
Okay.
Because that is a really good clip of hers.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it kind of plays into what's going on here.
Yeah, it's probably but yeah, it's her view of the isopotential lines. They aren't changing. Like, do you know what the isopotential lines are? This is from. So I'll play the video, but here's the this is from her video that I combined everything together and made it professional, and so like the potential line. Like, do these lines? This is from her photo. Do these lines mean? Do you remember these lines from her videos or no? Do you understand what these are?
Yes, and
yeah.
I've seen Ken Wheeler's explanation as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ken Wheeler. No, these aren't the isopotential lines in Ken Wheeler's thingy. Ken Wheeler makes mistakens his ferrocell for the magnetic field. Those are just an optical illusion. Actually, Fractal Woman's actually made videos on it, and I actually made posts about it too. Like,
really,
the ferrocell does not show the magnetic field. That's it's just specular reflection off the nanoparticles. It's just an optical illusion. It's not the actual. So she initially thought it was the isopotential lines, but it just resembles it. But it depends on the lighting. It's not. I actually bought a ferrocell from I think Michael Snyder. I have a little one.
Do they actually? So they might not actually reflect the real lines of force. Is that what that means, or is it actually?
Well, they're not. They're neither. All it is an optical illusion. And Lori, she actually made a 3D model of it. And I have a here. If you go to Fractal Woman, this is I used to listen to him, but it's like then he would never correct him. Okay, Fractal Woman. Oh, not community. They don't do communities anymore. Fractal Woman. So if you go to this is the ferrocell, and then she has a 3D model as well of it. So here's a 3D model simulation. It's a silent movie. But here's the and she also make multiple videos on it. It's a you can go see a video demystifying the ferrocell. It's just specular reflection. It's like, okay.
On with AB.
And I have made some posts about it. So she can replicate exactly what it is. So this is the 3D model she made. And all it is these are LEDs. If they bounce off, however, and the nanoparticles inside actually follow the magnetic field lines, but then this is the reflection off them. So if you have a nanoparticle here, it will reflect and go across. And then these lines are basically how the reflection looks like. It's not actually. This is not the magnetic field.
Oh.
The magnetic field is not a flower. Okay, it's these LED lights coming from the side and then looping around. And then she does it with one. She does it with one. Here's the one, and it makes a loop around like that.
This line here is very accurately modeled.
Yeah.
Diffusion and whatever.
And here's the model as well. So here's the model with one. Here's a model with one light. So it's actually an optical illusion. And I have it. Let me see if I can find it. Let's say.
So in reality, the shape could be a lot different, maybe bigger and more three-dimensional.
Well, the shape is just how the iron filings. So I made a post about this demystifying the iron filings, and you could and with her model you can mimic exactly the same thing. You put different magnets, and it will mimic exactly the ferrocell. And here's specular reflection. It just reflects like a mirror. Goes in, goes out, and the thing is, those nanoparticles. But nonetheless, yeah. So here's diffuse reflection is going everywhere. Specular is actually going in and bouncing off exactly like this. It's an array, and it's like matches. It's just a mirror. Basically, they act like little mirrors everywhere. Like but the interesting part is this raises the question because like what's his name, Ken Wheeler is still right that the like a black hole is probably just a giant magnet, and what we're seeing is just an illusion. Like it's just reflecting off the nanoparticles of like the light. Like it's an optical illusion how it looks like a giant hole. It might be just the magnetic field I mean, just the light giving an optical illusion depending on how it's being like basically imagine the space being made of tiny ether particles and it's just reflecting off it or something like that. But anyways, this is the way it is. It's just there's no it's a 3D model exactly copy exactly the same thing. It's well, the actual one was made by AB Science. There's a skeptic that first made videos, and then she interacted with them, and then they helped make a model. So this is a guy that first cracked it. But this guy was a skeptic. But then so Ken Wheeler, he debunks Ken Wheeler's, but he included Lori in there, fractal one. But then they contacted and then they helped. They wrote I think they wrote a paper / made the software together. So that's good. But yeah, anyways, just want to reemphasize this. Can't stress it enough. It's just speculative reflection. So definitely watch your videos on that. Anyways, so and here's demystifying this. I'll put a link as well in that chat if you want there. Well, black hole is a magnetic pole, but it's compressed ether, right? Like a planet of ether. Yeah, definitely. I think it's just a giant magnet. I literally think it's just a giant magnet. And what we're seeing is this is a rotating magnet. This is a rotating magnet, and this is her, I think her 3D model. So that's rotating magnet, and then you also have the ferrocell. This is actual 3D modeling of the NASA whatever. And here's a ferrocell under magnet, and this is using her model, 3D model, just speculative reflection. you get an actual magnet. It's like the exact same thing. So anyways, a magnet is a black hole is a magnet. And what we're seeing is an optical illusion. So these are optical illusions, but these are actual light being distorted because it's bouncing off stuff. Unless this one is actually bending it, or that could be another take. An eye opening to receive a positive or negative charge. Interesting. Anyways, guys, where's Ben? I can't hear him. I don't know where he is. Pressure waves. Yeah,
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. So anyways, I want to illustrate that, and then the isopotential lines. See these the ones in the circle. See those circle ones or no? Like, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the circles are just the lines of equal magnetic strength or like voltage or whatever you want to probe it. And notice how they're perpendicular to the actual like iron filings, which are the tiny magnets. Notice how they're perpendicular to them. And basically, what she says is this is the dominant like magnetic field. How people should view it. And then the cool thing is
they line up with the blotched wall.
Yeah. So it lines up with there, but it also that's where think of it as like contours in a map where like the weather shows you the pressure. That's where the motion actually wants to go. So a lot of people think. So here, here's how she can do it. So here's what she did. Plotted out the same voltage readings. So you can actually plot it out, and you can download this software in the link. And so basically, the actual magnetic field lines are just pressure bulbs like that. And it's similar to if you look at wind maps or pressure gradients. You could see the thinner lines means that there's high pressure differences. And then if there's a big difference, big circle like that, just means there's low pressure. So the low pressure, weak winds, strong winds, high pressure. But anyways, keep that in mind for ether. So pressure gradient equals ether, equals pressure over distance. The magnetic flux equals ether flow. So magnetic flux is the iron filings, which is the mainstream magnetic field. Anyways, and to illustrate how important her thing is, so here is a magnet right here. There's the block wall. So a magnet, if you put a tiny magnet to it, it doesn't just fly straight to the magnet. You know what it does? It rolls around the isopotential lines. So the magnet's here. It's not going to go there. It's going to go around and mediate itself until it gets too close.
Small magnet tends to roll along its current magnetic isopotential line towards the bigger magnet.
Yeah, see this magnet? If you hit it, it goes around. It doesn't go straight. Keep that in mind. Even if you hit it opposite direction. So so here's basically think of every single magnet. Instead of thinking of the mainstream magnetic flux, think of it as the actual isopotential lines. Where is it equal strength? And then you can see that they just try to mediate with each other. So see this line? It actually follows around it. And you'll see it.
The small magnets follow the path of least resistance.
So here's a video of, and then she started, I think that's me talking, okay. Anyways,
tiny magnet still wants to align with an
and she actually
potential
she actually re-uploaded this to her channel as well, so she liked this one and she re-uploaded it.
Even if pushed forward towards the bigger magnet.
Yeah, so notice what she does here. If you push the little magnet forward, it doesn't go straight. It goes to the right. Can you grasp how important this is?
Towards the bigger magnet.
Well, it's like you said, it's a pressure gradient.
Yeah. So because it wants to go to the equal pressure, and basically mediate with its own pressure. But so notice if you hit it forward, it still goes to the side. Think about that.
Bigger magnet.
And then I'll show you. Even if you hit it opposite direction,
tiny magnets tend to move along isopotential lines.
And now if you put it on the side, it doesn't go to the poles. It goes straight to the middle and then to the pole.
Even when the large magnet is placed on its side before then flying to the poles.
So even if you have a magnet, a tiny one here, it's not going to go straight there. It's going to go loop around to the block wall. And you can see that once I graph over, once she has the graph. Yeah, see these lines? It always goes in the center towards that isopotential line.
That's crazy. But it makes sense if you think about the flow of energy.
Yeah, it's just pressure mediation. That's what Ken Mueller says. But this is in an actual way as opposed to him just saying a bunch of words. And notice all the magnets get to the pole, but they never go there first. They're all there at the pole, but they always go to the sides. And then they go to
placed really close, the tiny magnet.
Well, when you place it really close, the strength is just so strong, it just flies there. And now here's another one. This is similar to if you could put it on the side, and once you tap it, it goes to the front. But I want to get to the I didn't show the other one. Anyways, we'll get to this one here. So you heard about the Stern-Gerlach experiment or no?
No.
Well, this is apparently what proves spin up and spin down electrons. But I think if you just use the isopotential lines, it's just all it is just following an isopotential line, either up or down. Mainstream physics says that electrons have spin up and spin down. But the isopotential lines may just explain it there. It just goes up or down because of the isopotential line. Like, that's it. Like this is the beam of silver atoms that are charged. Anyways, and then if you keep going, so this is her explanation for it, and this is another one here. If you have a bunch of magnets together, the center becomes super weak. Just because the pressure gets all mediated to the side, and there's an experiment demonstrating that from Good Vibrations channel. And another thing I wanted to quickly go before we and if we have, we'll go over your video, and also if you have time to go over some experiments maybe. So this is, the Faraday's paradox, the one I was mentioned briefly. Like, have you ever heard of Faraday's paradox or no?
Yeah, you were going over it earlier.
Yeah, this is the Faraday's paradox, where it's the homopolar generator. Basically, in mainstream physics, the paradox is you can only get a current if you're spinning. Then the magnetic field needs to move relative to the conductor. So they're saying that if you have this copper disc stationary, and if the magnet is spinning, you should get a reading, but you actually don't get a reading. And the opposite is, if this is stationary, if they're both spinning, you shouldn't get a reading because the magnetic field is spinning with this, so there's no relative motion. But you do get a reading, and you get a reading if you have this stationary, but this moves. And again, it's because of the isopotential lines. When you spin this, nothing happens. And that's why I did the iron filings experiment. But anyways, and then lastly, I'm just going to fast forward. Here's my experiment here. Rotating does nothing. That's why in your demonstration of the Wattman reduction one, my guess is that the magnet is spinning. The polarities keep changing it, so it's spinning about the north and south are changing. It's not because the isopotential lines, they do nothing when it's spinning. Like if the north and pole are up and down where they're not actually changing. That's why I'm guessing that if you were to check which way it's spinning, I think it's going to be it's spinning about the poles. If I can draw it out, how can I draw this out? But anyways, I'll draw it another time. Yeah. So but anyways, so here is the
a magnet and iron file.
Yeah. So basically, but do you grasp what I mean? But I think that it's spinning opposite way. And also here's another.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. So here's the other part where this is the atomic orbitals, the probability of finding an electron around an atom, and they match exactly the isopotential lines of multiple magnets. If you have a negative charge plus charge, you form this. 4, you get this, and then you get this, you get this. It's like, again, it's not a coincidence in my humble opinion. And there's a plus plus.
No, that's definitely not a coincidence.
Yeah. Okay. So here
maybe one of those. Maybe one of those being similar is a coincidence, but not all.
Yeah. And then now here's the one. So I think that the sphere is spinning like this, where the poles are on the opposite or are on the sides.
You know what? I think you're right. I think you might be right on that.
Yeah, because notice what happens when you have this. Notice iron filings. What happens to them? They get flown around. So you can actually spin them. So basically, the spinning itself is adding an extra energy. Basically, if your magnetic field, if that's reducing the load, it might be because, well, it's actually moving stuff. And now it's going reverse. And then you can also make it fly around this way, that way. But if you spin it about where the poles don't change, nothing happens. So again, nothing happens. And I also did it with ferrofluid, but warning, you're gonna get it everywhere. Just be careful.
Yeah, ferrofluid is, and I didn't realize this until I ordered some. It's messy as hell.
Yeah. But what's cool is with the ferrofluid, and when you spin the magnet, the actual, like, you know how like they can vibrate and all, but they don't move. They don't do anything even when you're spinning it super fast. Like the actual little beads, it's like they're stuck at a perfect position up. And I have them rotating here. Yeah, so it's rotating, but nothing's happening. So again, that's my take. Okay, I'm gonna close some stuff here. I think let's just go over. You wanted to show some videos. Do you want to show the Fractal Woman video still, or is it similar to what I showed? Might be.
Yeah. Cue up the
Or should we finish the Wattman one? I just want to finish this one so people understand.
Oh yeah. Finish the Wattman video first, and then cue up the magnetic.
Okay, yeah, because people didn't see that the magnet spinning. We were just talking about it. All right, let's play this.
Okay. So, 7.3 because we don't have it on. We're gonna turn it up. Check this out. Okay, let me take that. We're gonna take the magnet out first. Okay, we're gonna turn it on. I'm turning it up. Look at the watt consumption. 24 watts. Okay. Now watch this. We're gonna put the neodymium magnet in there, spin it up, increase the frequency. Now check this out. Wow. And then it goes back up, 24. We saved 10 watts of power by spinning this thing. Holy crap.
Okay, that's amazing.
Holy crap indeed.
Yeah. So that one, if you can get it professionally done, even if you have multiple, a second camera that's just on the thingy, or have it all in the same view, so we can see everything together. And then I'll do my magic after.
That's something that you can't really like. I mean,
or you have
I guess
phone.
people could say it's fake, but I mean, it's
no. People could say whatever. I don't care. Like
if you do exactly what I tell you to do to make one of these coils and do it yourself, it's so freaking easy.
No, I understand, but the thing is,
like,
it's like people
to
will
me,
believe
like
it.
seeing that was just like, holy crap! Like this shit actually works.
Yeah. So that's the thing. If you can get the 30 watt reduction, and again, feel free to use my channel as like your big megaphone. Hopefully to be a megaphone. Yeah. So that's the thing. Because again, this is quite
the watt consumption.
Because like I don't have like electronics background, but I know this is massive, and I also know how to make this, like, just get this shown everywhere. But yeah, so
yeah, I mean, 1 watt or 2 watts is not really a big thing, but 10 watts of like reduction is significant. Yeah, and that was a huge milestone for my research right here, is figuring this out. And
yeah,
honestly, it was part luck, but as I look back at it now, the neodymium sphere, the shape of it just complements the field geometry too well. It fits inside the hole of the Tor. You know what I mean? So it's the perfect shape for doing energy gains, you know, for trying to squeeze the system.
Yeah, definitely. And again, speaking about shape, again, I have a lot of experiments. This is from Victor Schellberger's. He had a rising egg experiment where he said that if you spin water above an egg, it rises faster than if you were doing a round shape like a ping pong ball. So I actually did multiple tests, and I showed that it actually, well, and also did in reverse. So basically, it goes up 21% faster. It rises faster. And then I did it in reverse using a magnetic stir, and falls 40% faster. So it's definitely the shape matters.
Replicate.
So like, because he was big on that. He's saying the water vortex is around it, so it's faster. So I actually had to like, so here there's an egg, and I made sure that they have the same buoyancy and pretty much same weight, and so on. And then what I would do is drop them, and then I would spin them up with just a manually one. And then I did a magnetic stir, because people saying, well, actually no, this was not manual. This one's just, I used this drill. I had one before. So see this one on the top? This was when you have the broad side, that goes up faster. And then the medium is this one, and then the ping pong balls are slowest. Yeah. Yeah. See how that goes up? And I do this 10 times so that you don't get luck. And then what I also did was measure. And then I also did fast forward, and I only did only the risings. Where's the risings?
Well, that's why, you know, fluid dynamics is good at understanding like aether theory, because the aether is supposedly a fluid, you know, a superfluid of some sort. And we can kind of understand magnetism in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. I 100% agree with that. And I have a video of this from, again, similar to how I get anything that's bombshell. This is from Einol Dinio. I'm not sure if you heard about him, but he's also in contact with Fractal Woman. I was trying to get him on the show, but he wouldn't do it. He's just busy. So he...
Oh, the cylinders in the pool? Yeah, that's the video that I was going to show you.
Yeah. So this one, I actually... so again, I did my magic, and I put them all together in a nice digestible way. And put the arrows and so on. So like, yeah, you've seen this one, right? The cylinder one?
Yeah, the Understanding Magnetism video that I sent you had this clip in there.
Yeah, that's from her channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she included this. Yeah, so this is that's probably, I think, where I first found it. And then so I actually asked him if I can upload this video. He said, yeah. So I actually made this video, and then I put everything nicely so you understand it. And because he had his videos is hard to follow. And again, if you it's just magnets. You can mimic them with just
like poles repel, and the same behavior is observed for both the cylinders and magnets.
Yeah, so this one is just mind-boggling. So if you put the light poles together, this is just the cylinder spinning. Let go, and
cylinders and magnets,
and they all go exactly opposite. So again, this is
even
if you put them side by side, they'll flip over the other side.
When placed on their sides with like poles parallel to each other, both the cylinders and magnets repel and behave the exact same.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, so he gave me permission to upload that, and yeah, so, and that's something I could do with yours if you can just film it in a bit more professional manner. I guess, well, mainly because it's vertical, but also, yeah, it's up to you if you want to film it. I'll be uploading it, and I think it'll be really well done. Okay, and then there's the other one. So you want to say Understanding Magnetism?
It makes sense, though.
This is One Stop Energies. Okay, this is on Instagram. Did they still have their Instagram channels?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there it is. There's the video. Yeah. Oh, you made it.
You can just hit play.
Oh yeah, I just want to go back to this one here.
Anybody how it works?
I'm gonna refresh because I got to the wrong place. Okay, let's play. Hit play. No, this is pretty good stuff. Okay, unmute.
Utilizes energy. It does not waste energy. Magnets are nature's over-unity systems. If you calculate the amount of energy it takes to pulse a magnet compared to the number of years it can sustain itself against its own weight and gravity, you clearly get more energy out than put in.
I want to make a point. That's an actually amazing argument. I always tell people that about magnets. I'm like, how does magnet hold forever? I'm like, it's a over-unity.
Yeah, no, it's something that's often overlooked, and honestly, people just, even in mainstream academia, they take it for granted that oh, you only take this amount of energy to pulse and create a magnet, but it can sustain itself against its own weight and gravity for almost indefinitely. Like what?
And this is where again I think magnets are just ether gyros. Like going back to this
sure.
anytime something pops up, it's always a magnet related. I mean, gyroscope related. So like here's one thing I discovered. No, but I've never seen this anywhere else, anywhere ever. So you know when you have a gyroscope, when you ever twist it, you could feel a force. Like you ever played with one?
Yes.
You can feel a force, right? But
yeah, you can feel it. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that force doesn't lower the spin speed. Did you hear what I just said? That force you did, the energy to give you that force doesn't come from the actual spinning.
Huh.
So here's what I mean. So here's an experiment I did. So gyroscopes exert inertial forces with zero loss of spin rate and also rises. So if you left the gyroscope on a table and did nothing, versus you were torquing it the whole time, they last the same length. Do you get it? So you were getting this force from nowhere. So do you understand what I just grasped at? So here's
say that one more time because my headphone cut out.
Okay.
Like it.
So you spin up a gyroscope
a little bit.
Yeah, so you spin up a gyroscope and you just put it on the table. And then so it's doing no work, right? It's just spinning, nothing special. And then or if you took that gyroscope or you take an identical one and then you spin it and then now you torque it so you could feel force from it, right?
Right.
And you keep torquing it just for however long, they're both gonna die at the same time. So like in other words, you're getting force, right? You're getting some energy out of it, but it's not coming from the spin speed.
Right, it's coming from somewhere else.
Yeah. So like think about
probably the environment.
Yeah. Think about it if you had a battery, right? You had a battery, put it there, and then wait until it dies, versus plugging it into your TV or your lamp, and they last the same length. What would you do if you had a battery that lasts as long as it does, with a load or with no load? So like a battery itself.
I mean that's
a battery can last.
That's
like
kind
years,
of the idea of
a magnet. This is magnet.
Vacuum triode amplifier.
Oh, interesting.
Like
I never heard about that.
Floyd Sweet's VT A, his vacuum triode amplifier would do that. It was basically adjust itself based on the load and the demand of the system.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah,
so it was like
that's interesting. I need to look that up. But yeah, so like this is where I have like obsession with more just on a technical side, like the simplest I can get to that can debunk. Let's say, for example, if you can debunk F equals MA, that's pretty big. And this is what I think gyroscopes pretty much do. So again.
Well, I'll tell you something that I wish I could find the video, and I'll try to find the video, but it's on YouTube somewhere. My friend sent me a video he uploaded of a UFO filmed in Michigan. He filmed it out of his window. It was his own video. It wasn't, something he set up.
And is a friend.
He just filmed a video in his phone.
And is a friend that you know. Is a friend that like you actually know well.
Yeah, that I know personally. I grew up with him.
Oh wow.
He like this guy would not fake a video. He's too lazy. First of all.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, he's into this stuff, and he would send me some stuff every once in a while, and he sent me this video of this UFO he found because he knew I was interested in the subject. And dude, I shit you not, I fucking look at this video, I zoom in, and I slow it down on YouTube to the slowest setting. It was a fucking gyroscope spinning a ring inside of a ring.
Okay, this is like the.
And that's what the UFO was.
Can you send this video? Like these are groundbreaking stuff, and you're just casually dropping bombs.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find that.
That's
video, I've been
Ezekiel's
wanting to
wheel.
See it again for a while.
Like you've heard about
Ezekiel's
wheel in the Bible. Ezekiel's wheel. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The wheel within a wheel.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's amazing. If you could send that, and also go on. You were saying something before it cut off. I was gonna just say this part one here. So like, this discovery what I found, and the reason nobody else discovered it is because no one's gonna wait 18 minutes. So but the thing is, I have a browser extension. I can play something at 16x speed. So look at this right here. So here's me torquing it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is stationary. This one on the top station. This one is rising on its own. So it can rise on its own and stationary with no additional loss spin rate. So it can.
Yeah, you would think that you jiggling it and messing with it would fuck with the inertia.
Well, the thing is, you're feeling like I'm feeling the force in my hand, so it's actually doing work on me. So
I mean, when you put it like that, that's insane.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. In my opinion,
like that's kind of defying physics right there. Like, why is it doing that?
Yeah, so
why is it putting so much force on you?
So in my opinion, this is the simplest demonstration of free energy. Or magnets technically, but the thing is, nobody views them as. Yeah, like I got a good comment saying a magnet is a battery. So that's where I think a magnet is just a gyroscope of the ether. So ether spinning. But the thing is,
it's one of those examples of, like, it's such an obvious answer, people overlook it. You know, it goes back to the story of, the boss and the employee. The boss suspects the employee stealing from him, but he can't prove it. So every night he checks his wheelbarrow, but he doesn't find anything. Then he realizes the answer's so fucking obvious, he didn't see it. He's stealing wheelbarrows.
Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, and again, and you remember when the jar is processing, right? That's also not taking any extra energy. Like the entire
right, exactly.
It's not taking any energy from anywhere. So that's where I think precession, in my opinion, is like it's like the link between electromagnetism and inertia. So the actual act of processing is like a link where you can literally jump from the macro and to the micro. Like this is where it's like the long lost
like a transitory phase.
Yeah. I think precession itself is transitory. It is in between. It's like in between water and solid. It's like between solid and liquid. It's not a full solid. It's not a full liquid. Again, precession is not. And then now here's another discovery. I'm gonna play this one more just because you seem to be interested in this. Now here's. I put two of my experiments. The one on the right is the one that I was surprised. Like, you know how you were surprised about the Wattman reduction? This one. Mm-hmm. So you know how this gyroscopes rise. Like they rise when there's no weight on them. So they just rise on their own. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to make it rise faster. So you know what I did, right? I put a counterweight on it because I wanted to make it rise faster, right? That's what I wanted to do. So then I put it there, and then watch what happened. It to make it rise faster, I put it and I hung it from a rope, and now watch what happens. This is the one on the right. Yeah. So if you have no counterweight, so here's no counterweight. It will this one with the counterweight. So I'm trying to make it rise up, right? Okay. Watch what happens.
Right.
So watch what happens.
Left is 62 degrees below the vertical position.
Okay, anyways, this is a video of my videos. So now I have it at double speed right here just to see what happens. So I actually left to the washroom and I came back and I saw it go down. I'm like, what? So what on the right? What's happening? Nothing seems to be happening, right?
Yeah.
But if you keep waiting, go like, and then now I have it sped up 8x speed. It's going down. So it's lifting the counterweight up.
That's right, it is. It's lifting all that weight up against gravity.
And it's going down. So when there's no counterweight, it lifts itself up.
So it's not only spinning and pushing itself down, but it's lifting that weight up against gravity.
And it's not losing any additional spin speed. So it's free energy and anti-gravity.
What the
Yeah, okay. So I think and this is where I said the 1000x torque over unity. Like people don't. So like again, I have a civil engineering background. And that's where I know a lot about torques. Like whenever you're dealing with construction, you have to work with like just basically beams and calculate the torque and strength of it and so on. So
yeah, because now you're not just spinning something; you're spinning something and making it do work at the same time.
Yeah. So this guy actually made a like over unity like piston, and then luckily I got the video. The video is taken down, but luckily it was in my video that I made about it. So I want to go quickly here. This right here. He has a 1.25 inch-pound torque input motor, like a tiny, like you know what the inch-pound torques mean? Like
No, I'm not a mechanical engineer.
Yeah. So basically, what it means is, you can this motor can spin a weight of 1.25 pounds 1 inch away.
Okay.
Yeah. So here is I made a diagram to illustrate it. So a 1 inch pound motor can spin an object that weighs 1 pound 1 inch away.
Like a flywheel or something.
Yeah. Or just like a bicycle, right? So you put a bicycle there.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
So 1 pound 1 inch away. That's what the motor rating is. And then to spin a 1,000-pound wheel, right, at 1 inch away,
Mm-hmm.
that's you need 1,000 pound. Yeah, you need basically 1,000-pound inch motor, 1,000 inch pound motor. Like that's torque. But this demonstration, like this one here by this guy, shows that you can spin up literally 1,000 torque over. So it's equivalent of spinning 1,000-pound wheel with the same motor that's only rated at 1 inch pound. Do you know what I'm saying? So this
using the precession method.
Yeah. So when it's processing, you can actually spin up a wheel that basically that is 1,000 times heavier than the rated motor. So like if this motor can only spin a 1 pound wheel, but if it was spinning already, but if it's processing, you can actually spin it up, and you can actually torque it up too. You can see this video right here from Francis McCabe. So luckily I got it before here. So Francis McCabe, basically, like I said, anything that's next level, I put on my channel on MES experiments. It's I want to make it the best place for top level.
This is all top level shit too.
Yeah.
All these videos, they're incredible.
Yeah, these are bombshell stuff here.
It takes nothing to stop.
So he's showing you how weak this is. It's a 1.25 pound inch motor, whatever.
There's no visible torque.
Yeah. So what you do is you first spin it up vertically because there's no torque, and then you can process it, and then it can spin up. So now he spins it up like vertically. So spinning it up with that same thing. Basically, what I'm saying is you can literally power this giant wheel when it's processing with just like a 12-volt, just like a 3-volt battery. Just take a battery that you can only run your clock with. You can spin up a wheel, which you'll never think of doing that otherwise. So and then it processes and it still spins it up.
Do what it's going to do. So we're actually torquing up.
Yeah.
There's 1,200 inch-pounds with a motor rated at 2.5 at 12, and we're putting 6 volts in.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, so you can see that there. I think he also worked at NASA he was former NASA and Boeing rocket science. So he's actually this guy was actually a Boeing rocket science, and then he did some work on gyroscopes because of Eric Lithwaite. So like it just shows you, like this guy is he was a retired rocket scientist at NASA, and now he's like baffled by this gyroscope. Yeah. So anyways, and you can calculate just put the mainstream mumbo jumbos. So that's Francis McCabe, and now his his Wikipedia got removed for some reason. They deleted it, like unbelievable. But luckily
they deleted his Wikipedia.
Yeah, this is Francis McCabe. Luckily I have it archived.
Wow.
No, yeah. So this is like, luckily I have it archived before he deleted it, and you can see they usually do this. Wikipedia is like just so bad. So make sure archive, but also make sure this is why the Hive blockchain is super important. And that's why the first thing I did was I started putting your document on there because that's groundbreaking stuff. Okay, anyways, let's see what else we have. I'm gonna go play that video before I jumped in. And also apparently, remember that guy that you said that did all those rodent coils, vortex coils? I apparently I was subscribed to him, so I think I've seen some of his videos from years ago. This was the what was the guy's name? Gerald, you said, or something like
that. So Gerald is a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
His YouTube actually is relatively new though.
Was it? Because I was following it 2022, so somehow I'm following it. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't think he had many videos before he.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I didn't know. No, he might have had some stuff.
Oh, this is the video I saw. Gerald Morin replication mix. Okay, this is the video.
No, that's right. He did have some stuff before he joined the Fringe think tank, but he's got a lot of like recent stuff, like recent breakthroughs with his research in the vortex coils.
Okay, amazing. Okay, and then his most popular ones are making fun of Justin Trudeau. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Yeah, same. I'm actually in Vancouver, Canada. Where are you at, if you don't
Oh,
mind?
you're in Canada too?
Yeah. Where are you at?
My condolences.
Yeah, Canada's pretty wild. Oh yeah, Canada's pretty wild. Yeah. So, where are you at right now, if you don't mind?
Oh, I'm in Michigan.
Oh,
So
Michigan.
actually, you should be saying that to me.
It's all right. We're all gonna be Canada's gonna be the 51st state soon, so it's gonna be quite wild. We're gonna be both Americans. So. We're gonna be Trump Indian. It's not gonna be America anymore. It's gonna be called Trump land. All right. I want to play right here. I want to keep going, and then yeah, we're pretty much over limit, but we'll keep going until see how long we finish this off.
Yeah, you can just finish
think
this
a lot
video
of
and then
this
we can make a
has-
part 2 to this.
Yeah,
and
yeah, definitely.
Revisit it next week or something.
Yeah, we'll play this one, and then I think maybe to do the in the actual test maybe later, or do you want to do them today or another one?
We could probably, since it's getting close to that finish, we'll probably just reschedule. So I'll be set up for next time. We'll just do the whole podcast, interactive mini lab, and
Yeah, definitely.
we can have
And another
we can have
thing
the audience ask questions and stuff.
Another thing,
And
also,
if you have,
oh no, go on. I was gonna ask, actually say, if you're interested, we could have like a routine thing, like once every 2 months or something, where we go in, because I think you're doing some groundbreaking stuff, and I want to learn. Basically, you could be my tutor.
well, I do need to stream some of the mini labs more. Like
Yeah.
I took a big hiatus from all this stuff, so I am gonna try to make an active effort for streaming some more of this stuff because it is important to teach people about this,
Yeah.
and specifically give them the opportunity for me to answer questions. You know, like because at the end of the day, the most important thing for me to try to do is get people to try to replicate it, and
Mhm.
they can't replicate it if they don't ask questions. There's gonna be questions you run into, and I need
Yeah.
to make sure like I'm available for people to get answers. So.
No, definitely, and well, I like asking questions because again, I teach math on my channel because I didn't like how it was taught in school. So like, I understood
Yeah.
what the points where people had trouble with like learning. So it's like it's one of those where I like trying to break it down more and more. So again, that's something if you're interested, definitely need to do part 2, and it's also I think a way to force me to do this because I have like a timetable in my head. By 2030, we got to get practical free energy before World War III starts. But anyway, that's another.
I know, right? That's the goal at least.
Yeah, because I actually think we are in World War III right now. It's just a soft war right now, but eventually it'll be.
Yeah, it's just a Cold War right now.
Yeah. Eventually it's gonna be actually like, look outside, you can see nukes dropping. All right, I'll play this one and then we'll just do a part 2 later and we'll discuss that. And yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, sounds good.
To do with the diminishing study.
How long? The whole thing, or just where to?
No, just play the understanding magnetisms chapter.
Okay. Oh, this is. I think this reminds me of Fractal News.
The dismissal of such
It
a
is,
critical
yeah, it's from
component,
her
Yeah,
channel.
but with your dialogue, it's pretty good. Let's see.
such as the ether, leads us astray. When thinking about magnets, north and south poles, it's best to think about them as inflow and outflow. When you think about it this way, it makes more sense. Why do opposite poles attract? To understand this, we must first look at this analogy.
So we hypothesized that there was some sort of current circulating in and around the magnet, analogous to the current circulating in a coil of wire, and that this was the cause of attraction and repulsion in the magnet. But currents of what? We hypothesized that the vacuum of space was filled with a fluid of some kind, what you humans used to refer to as the ether. We speculated that these special objects were able to spin up the fluid ether in and around the magnet, generating currents that would then result in attraction and repulsion, analogous to what we saw in the coils. To test this hypothesis, we spun a couple of cylinders in a pool of water and watched their behaviors. Here is a video of one of these experiments. In this video, the cylinders are spinning in opposite directions. The spinning cylinders generate currents in the water surrounding the cylinders. When these cylinders are spinning in opposite directions, the currents generated between the two cylinders will be moving in the same direction. Therefore, according to our rule, same attracts. The cylinders should attract, and they do. In this experiment, the cylinders are spinning in the same direction. Again, this is going to generate currents in the water surrounding the cylinders. When the cylinders are spinning in the same direction, the currents generated between the two cylinders will be moving in opposite directions.
So now they're
Therefore,
repelling.
according to our rule,
So you see the flow of current in
my mic is
between.
zooming. Yeah, my mic is zooming. Yeah, definitely. I actually have a mechanical demonstration of this as well. Well, I'll show that soon too. So this is what I mean by analogies. I try to find as many different corroborating stuff as possible. Yeah, please.
opposites repel. These cylinders should repel, and they do. So, it seems plausible that the function of the magnet could in fact be described by and explained by fluid dynamics.
I believe
That's
this
all that I
inflow
wanted to
and
do.
Okay, no, that's epic. And I'll show one more like short clip, just to drive that home. This is on the MES experiments list right here, and then if I go, okay, it's like okay, there it is. 1 second, I don't know what's taking. Oh yeah, this one right here. So you remember how it's the spinning, where it spins the same direction or opposite direction, and I actually have one with the spinning tops. So this one I actually made one here. So if you have, so I have a metal spinning top and a plastic one. If you spin them, so if you just spin them clockwise here, and then if you spin the other one, well, this one I just wait till it's like it levels out. And now if I spin this one right here, also clockwise, so now they're gonna.
Oh, will they?
Yeah.
Repel?
Yeah, there's.
Wow. What?
But look, they die. No, but the thing is, the thing is a bit curved, so they're going towards each other. But just notice that they strike each other, right? So then this one's gonna die soon. Watch this. So they repel. Yeah, this is what I mean. They repel. They die. This one dies. So it's gonna die soon because it's not as strong. But also, yeah, they both slow down. So plastic spinning top falls first because it has no momentum. And now if I spin it opposite direction, and now the spinning is in line, and notice what happens. They become in sync. And not just in sync. This speeds it up. And they both speed each other up. And they both last the same length. Even though if you spin this on its own, it's going to die way sooner.
Whoa. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, because,
that is weird.
Yeah, because a plastic spinning top, it doesn't last as long. There's very little inertia. So it's not going to last as long as this metal one. But it does because it's always... This every time it's about to die.
Right, because there's more surface friction.
Well, this one strikes it each time. Well, no, but it's also when you have something that's very little mass, try spinning something with very light. It's not gonna go anywhere. Something heavier, typically, not always, just depending on the spins. And you're right. Like air friction will slow this down more than it would this weight. You get what I mean?
Gotcha.
If they were in a vacuum, you might be able to get similar stuff. But if they're literally like any amount of friction will slow this light weight down. This one is super heavy, so it's like a car. You're not going to stop a car's wheels from rotating unless you have like a heavy duty brake.
But what it looks like is they're kind of like, to me, like locked in place.
Well, yeah, it's spinning it, yeah. But the thing is, the surface is a bit curved, so nonetheless they are like together. Like it's spinning it at the same rate. So they both die at the same time. See that? They both die at the same time.
So they synchronize. They synchronize like a metronome would.
Yeah. This just spins it up so that.
Or like a tuning fork. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's like a mechanical one. This just came up randomly when I was thinking of the that Arnold Denew experiment. But yeah.
No, this is interesting. This is an interesting phenomenon.
Yeah, definitely. Anything with spinning, is quite. Again, having.
Why are they dying at the same time, opposed to spinning them in the same direction, right?
No, in the same direction they strike each other. Opposite direction.
In the same direction they strike it.
Opposite.
Yeah, then in the opposite direction they kind of do that.
They basically each reinforce each other each time. So when they touch each other, they want to keep going in the same direction. Opposite, they want to fight each other. It's similar to the other. And actually,
Oh, I see what you're saying, but still, like,
and here's one.
it's almost like two tuning forks syncing up with each other, and they die at the same time.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah, it's very similar. Okay, I was gonna say the last one, but this was the last one. This one is one of my most viral video on TikTok, but it's not that viral here. This is Eric Laithwaite. He's a gyroscope guy, but he also, again, very big magnetism guy.
But then, you know, you always...
So, I'm not sure if you've seen this before, but this basically shows that we don't know, like, mainstream doesn't know what magnets are. And anyway, I'm going to play this video, the last video, I promise, then we're going to end it.
Get into difficulties when you try to explain the behavior of permanent magnets. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to use 2 bar magnets, and first of all, I place them with like poles opposite. So, of course, they repel each other. If I put a bit of steel now on the pole of that magnet, I don't change the polarity of it by just doing that. If that was a north pole before, then the outside of the steel will still be a north pole, and so it should still repel the other magnet. Shouldn't it? Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, you saw that, right? So first they had the like poles, they repel, but then you put something in, they retract, but it keeps going worse. It keeps getting worse.
Now, in that condition, both magnets are pulling on the steel outwards. They're trying to split it in half. Let's give them the opportunity to do that by making it a double piece of steel. Now, when I release my fingers, will they in fact succeed in pulling it in half? They do. Now, here's a situation, isn't it? In that condition, they just don't want to know each other. But with only a single piece of steel, both magnets are quite happy to attach themselves to it. I told you permanent magnets were going to be difficult, but believe me, there's worse to follow.
Okay, now watch what he does.
Suppose I take an unmagnetized steel ball.
Okay,
and an
keep that in mind, it's unmagnetized.
Unmagnetized bit of steel. I'm going to put the steel ball on the magnet pole. As I approach it and touch it with the unmagnetized bit, I can always succeed in bringing the ball away with the unmagnetized piece.
Okay, here just that. He has a unmagnetized block of steel. Can take away an unmagnetized steel from a magnet.
That just made me accidentally whack over my microphone. Holy crap.
On the magnet pole.
Yeah, that's what it's again.
As I approach it and touch it with the unmagnetized bit, I can always succeed in bringing the ball away with the unmagnetized piece. If I put a bit of cardboard in between magnet and ball to begin with, you can actually see the ball jump away from the magnet. Now, I'm going to suggest that an explanation of these phenomena using the pole concept would be very difficult indeed.
Yeah, so basically, I actually replicated that myself as well. And I have some other ones. I'm not going to play it, but I have one where I just realized some weird stuff with magnets. So if you have a magnet right here, this is an unmagnetized screw. The screw is pointing outward. A small magnet points inwards. And if you pull them, the pulling, like it goes to the edge or something. Anyways, if you watch this video, it's some very, very interesting experiments with magnets. It just, I have no idea what's going on. Alright, anyways, so definitely play this, watch the experiments set up there. And again, if you can redo that Wattman one, get 30 watts, I'll be more than happy to edit for you and then basically upload to my channel and give you a copy, and you can upload as well. So similar to if you go to Fractal, if you go to Fractal Woman right here, this is what I did with her as well. So if you go to, I think it should be MES in there. Yeah, so remember the video I made? So she uploaded to her channel as well. So it's the one I made.
Particular to the magnetic.
Yeah. So magnetic potentials by Mathiew Solutions and MES. All right, let's go. So again, I can make. Nice. Yeah. So basically, any groundbreaking stuff you want, you can just produce it like as good as you like. Get footage as well as you can, and I'll do the rest, and I'll make it. And then basically you can re-upload and so on, because I think definitely needs to be shown by more people. Especially before 2030, because World War III. But anyways, that's for another day. All right. Anyways, anything else? Or how are you?
Yeah. If you guys want to support my research, you can always subscribe to my Patreon or my membership at YouTube. Those sections of social media, I upload all my breakthroughs first. So if something happens with my research, and I discover something, you paid members will be the first to know. you know, I don't keep it a secret forever, but I do keep it behind a temporary paywall just to keep the lights on. So if you want to help support my research, I have a Patreon and I do have YouTube memberships.
No, epic stuff there. I'll put some links there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then the links are all in the description of my videos as well, and so on. So, and you're live as well there. Okay, we got live multiple.
Yeah,
we're live everywhere.
And I wanted to thank you for having me on and doing all this, helping me with getting the handbook that I made out to more people.
Yeah,
and getting more people interested in this.
Yeah, definitely. And if you need help, if you want to get on Hive, like Tammy did, and also thanks Tammy for getting us.
Yes,
connected.
thanks Tammy.
Yeah, and again, yeah, I'll be uploading this. I'm almost done this one here. I just need this stereo part right here, the amp. I added your entire the other part here. The preliminary stuff was all added, so that's pretty cool.
And there's been a lot of stuff that I've had to update and change because, you know, it is a learning process. The first 0 point energy video I had a bunch of mistakes. I wasn't even measuring the current right, but it's a learning process. So, you know, I've had to constantly update this to make sure it's, you know, on point and it has all the information that anybody would need. So
yeah, definitely.
I hope people use it because you won't find another handbook out there like it.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, there's nowhere else, especially with Daniel Nunes, them disappearing. I was also gonna say, did you make these thumbnails with AI or something? They're pretty next level.
So this template, I actually hired somebody from Fiverr, and they made me a really cool template, and I just, you know, I swap out the picture every once in a while.
Oh, that's cool.
Sometimes I'll have AI. Yeah, sometimes I'll have AI generate something. But those ones are a template that I got from Fiverr.
Oh yeah. It was something I was contemplating.
Yeah, you could find some pretty good stuff. Some pretty good help service-wise on Fiverr.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've used it maybe once or something, but it's pretty next level. But yeah. So it's epic stuff, and again, if you want to be on the Hive blockchain, I can help you sort it out. Definitely, you can definitely make a lot of cash money, or just like your channel will not be gone. Like this stuff will be.
Sure, yeah, I'll definitely be in touch about that.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I made a tutorial on that and so on. But anyways, that is all then. Is there anything you want to say to the audience besides that? So guys, subscribe to him, and yeah, definitely if you're up for part 2, and also possibly a routine thing like every quarter of the year. That'd be something.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll be in touch. We'll schedule the next part of this podcast, and just wanted to thank the audience again for being so awesome and, you know, supporting me with this adventure that I've been on with these coils.
Yeah, definitely, and great to have you on there, because that's something I want to do, but again, I don't have the technical stuff and the amount of time and effort I would have needed to spend on that. So it's like we need to be a team. Like basically everybody needs to like play the role, and like especially those in the audience. Everyone has a role to play in whatever it is, especially because we have again, if you look at the current news, it's gonna get worse. But anyways, it's for another day.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
All right, guys. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, so thanks for watching. I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Everybody, thanks for joining, and yeah, have a great day. I'm gonna end the stream, and I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna end this right here. Ending.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. See ya. And have a good one.